And coming to you live at Barker High School in Barker, New York. It's another edition of Section 6 football, Western New York Athletics. It is homecoming night for the Barker ROY-HART Bulls as they welcome in the Eden North Collins Raiders. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by our sponsors, Damon University, a private non-sectarian university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate and graduate level degrees. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today. Richmond Vona LLC, they're committed to you. Being involved in a serious accident creates a whirlwind of changes. We know how serious the effects of a car accident can be on the victims and their families. At Richmond Vona LLC, we have helped our clients recover over $175 million. We have the skills and experience needed to handle a full range of car accident claims, including those with multiple parties and catastrophic injuries. Call 716-671-4341 for your free consultation today, or visit richmondvona.com. Logistics Plus of Buffalo. For all of your transportation needs, full truckload, LTL, dedicated, and drop trailer moves, Logistics Plus Buffalo is a one-stop shop. Email Buffalo at logisticsplus.com for your next shipment or warehousing needs. G&G Fitness Equipment, a full-service provider of specialty home and commercial fitness equipment. Since 1999, the G&G Fitness companies have evolved into one of the premier sources of fitness solutions in the United States. Visit livefit.com. And we'll get to the rest of our sponsors in just a little bit here, getting ready for the start. We'd also like to thank Wingnuts Buffalo, SUNY Cortland, Pathfinder College Planning, Dan Cha-Cha Injury Attorneys, 510 Toy Shop and Sports Cards, The Mental Match with Sam Recco, Canisius High School, St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute, St. Francis High School, the Trench Trophy recognizing the top linemen in West New York football, Lewis & Lewis PC located on 37 Franklin Street in Buffalo, Colvin Cleaners located on Elmwood Avenue in Kenmore, New York, B&T Supply, and Western Division. As we welcome you into Barker High School, moments away from the Barker ROY-HART Bulls and the Eden North Collins Raiders. Joe Krause with you tonight on West New York Athletics. Tim Gardner is our producer. Mike Gundenberry is our camera operator, and making his broadcasting debut, Corey Zayats. And we'll get Corey's thoughts right after we play tonight's national anthem right here on Western New York Athletics. And we welcome you back to Barker High School, moments away from the Barker ROY-HART Bulls. Their homecoming game against the Eden North Collins Raiders. Joe Krause with you tonight at West New York Athletics, and making his broadcasting debut, a longtime coach at North Tonawanda, Mr. Corey Zayats. Corey, welcome to the program, and it's homecoming. It's a lot of excitement. What can we expect from this one?
Well, I think talking with the coaches, it's comes down to two different types of offenses and trying to stop them. We have the Barker offense, which is predicated on their running ability and, of course, the dynamic passing of Eden North Collins. Both coaches talked about that being their area of concern. And, beyond that, I think both of them sounded excited when we talked to them. Like, no, it wasn't nervous. I think their teams were prepared, but they were both, it seemed, genuinely excited to be here as part of this.
And a lot of big players in this one. Let's start with the home squad here, Corey. The Barker ROY-HART Bulls. They have their senior quarterback, Tyson McCaw, back. But in the backfield is the running back, Joey Ryder, all right, with 4 rushing scores on the season and coming out with a very impressive stat line, averaging 6 yards per carry. What do you like about Joey and the ROY-HART offense tonight?
Well, I think the best part about him is he is a north-south runner. And anytime you can get a north-south running game going, you're going to be very effective. My years of coaching, the defensive coordinators I had, and even if you watch it, even at the NFL level, if you can't stop the run coming at you, you're in for a lot of trouble.
And on the flip side, for the Eden North Collins Raiders, one of the top quarterbacks in Western New York, it is the senior Brady Waring. Spent his freshman and sophomore years with the St. Francis Red Raiders, came home to Eden. He has been rock solid, including a new New York State record of 9 touchdowns 2 weeks ago in a wild 63-62 win for Eden North Collins against West York Maritime Tapestry. What do you like about Brady, and what the coaches told us about him too?
You know, he is your prototypical these days double threat quarterback. Coach referred to the Barker ROY-HART coach referred to him as sort of a Josh Allen of high school, and that's what you're going to get. So you can pick your poison. Are you going to try to stop the aerial attack, and then he beats you with his legs, or are you going to try to contain and hope that your secondary holds up?
Taking a look at the head coaches as the Bulls are going to kick this one off with Sal Brinson at kicker. For the Barker ROY-HART Bulls, a longtime face, a ROY-HART grad from 1988, Bill Brunning. This is his second time leading the combined program. Previous stints 2007 to 2010, then 2011 to 2017 was with the modified squad at Newfane last year when he got the call in March that Barker was taking over the football program again in the merger. And for Eden North Collins, it is Charles Karstedt in his second year as the Raiders on the outside knocked out of bounds just outside the 30. And Charlie Karstedt, a former UB baseball player with the football knowledge, getting ready to see what Brady Waring and the offense could do here to start.
And I think that's probably what they were hoping to do. Let's get on the board right away and make them play catch-up. That's what you try to do to a running offense. Try to get them out of their comfort zone, put points on the board, and make them chase.
So here comes Eden North Collins coming in with a 3-0 record. Currently at the top of the Class C North standings with a plus-minus of 30. Barker ROY-HART right behind with a plus 25. Brady Waring in the shotgun, 4 wide receiver formation, 2 to the left, direction 5 receiver formation. Here is a snap. Waring takes it himself, looks to get to the outside, gets the chains moving and brought down about the 37-yard line. Carson Swab back in the lineup and healthy, making that stop.
Yeah, nice gain on first down, and I've always thought, everyone talks about winning that third down battle, but to me, you win third down on first down. You can get gain like this, you have second and short, that gives you 2 free plays, essentially, to open things up.
8-yard gain for Waring. 2nd and 2 coming up for Eden North Collins on their own 38-yard line. Motion man to the right, 1 man in the backfield, Waring in the shotgun.
Eden North Collins in trips.
Here's the pass to the outside, and it is incomplete, just in and out of the hands of Peyton Taylor, the sophomore. A good hit, and now it's 3rd and short here, Corey, for Eden North Collins.
Yeah, that was a really nice play by the cornerback. Shedded his block, came up, textbook tackle. Really well done.
So you can see the replay once again, just in and out of the hands, and a good hit there. It's now going to bring up 3rd and 2 for Eden North Collins to start on the opening drive. It was a 28-21 season opening win against Lakeshore. Then the wild Week 2 win over Maritime Tapestry. Then last week a 43-14 victory on the road at JFK in Cheektowaga. 3rd and 2 for Eden North Collins, wearing in the shotgun. Silas Nellis, one of the top receivers, motions to the right. Willis goes for a deep ball going down the sideline, and it is incomplete against two Barker ROY-HART defensive players, Tyson McCaw and Carson Swab, teaming up.
Yeah, the wide receiver that was in motion just turned it upfield in a wheel route, had two inside receivers coming on an in and a post. Safety did a great job of staying on the hash, getting over top of that. Two players there to break it up. Can't ask for any better defense.
So this will now bring up 4th and 2 for Eden North Collins. Here's the offense is going to stay out here to start.
Yeah, I think they're confident, Joe, in their offense. And again, first down sets up that opportunity to throw twice and still have 4th and short here. I expect the ball to stay in the quarterback's hands here. Maybe a run like we saw on first down.
5 receiver formation. Carter Bishop, the motion man. Waring takes it himself, cuts upfield, gets to the 40. Gonna be close indeed. Let's wait for the call. Barker ROY-HART thinks that they stopped Waring just shy of the 40, but our official indicates that it is enough for a first down. So Eden North Collins keeps the chains moving as we introduce our officiating crew tonight. The referee, Corey Brockman, the umpire, Art Smith, linesman is Jeff Murphy, the line judge is Joshua Stewart, and the back judge is Mr. Michael Chattel.
I tell you, that's a good group of officials they got doing this game. And you know it's a big game the way they were talking. The officials recognize it coming in, and like we said, the excitement of the coaches, you can feel it in the stands here.
First set of downs, 1st and 10. As the crowd here to support Barker ROY-HART on homecoming night. Waring takes the snap, goes down the far sideline, a nice spiral, but incomplete, too far for the senior Isaiah Nellis.
Yeah, the Bulls brought pressure. Both of their inside linebackers stunted. Looked like they came through the B gaps. Picked up nicely, but still enough to get in front of Brady as he tried to deliver that one. I don't know if he had a really clean pocket, maybe got rid of it before he needed to, but safety staying over top did a really nice job once again. It looks like the game plan so far is make sure, stay over the top and maybe give up anything underneath.
Anthony Adenofi, the safety right there for the Bulls. Now bring it up 2nd and 10 on Eden North Collins' 40-yard line. Waring in the shotgun, coming in, completing just under 58% of his passes so far in the year. He tries to evade the pressure, throws this away, bouncing incomplete. Good pressure from the outside.
Yeah, again, both linebackers stunted, able to drive Brady back, made him get rid of the ball. Thought maybe we might have intentional grounding there. There's no receiver in the area. But great job applying pressure so far. Love the game plan by the Bulls.
Barker ROY-HART has only allowed 22 points per game so far in their first 3 games. We'll break down the schedule from the Bulls up to this point in just a moment. 3rd and 10 at the Eden North Collins 40-yard line. Waring in the shotgun. Waring trying to evade the pressure. Turns back, moves to his left. Waring with his eyes downfield. Now throws on the run. It is bobbled and incomplete just out of the hands of Silas Nellis. The pressure coming that time from R.J. Townsend on the defensive line.
Yeah, that time Barker ROY-HART showed pressure, backed out of it, but they got a great stun. I believe it was number 55 coming through. Nice swim technique. It was immediately all over Waring. Waring did a nice job to spin out of it and actually delivered a beautiful pass, moving to his left, back across his body. Just was unable to bring it in.
So that will bring up 4th down. It is 4th and 10. Last scenario was only 4th and 2. There is one man back to return. Carter DeSarkisian, the return man for the Bulls.
Man running in late here, Joe.
Delay of game against Eden North Collins. You said a man coming in late. So now it'll be 4th and 15 on the 35.
And it's always something that's frustrating for a coach. You expect to see it early on in the season. This is the 4th game. You'd hope things would be ironed out, but it happens. I don't know that it really hurts them that much. 5-yard penalty, still punting from their own zone.
Waring with a nice punt into the night sky. Dear Sarkisian able to make the return. Gets to the outside to the 40. And he is brought down by a host of Eden North Collins defenders at the 45-yard line. And this, Corey, is where Barker ROY-HART is going to start with the offense, looking to get a big boom early here on homecoming.
Yeah, I don't think they could ask for a better start to the game. Their defense, at least early on, was stifling. Outside of that first run by Waring, they really shut things down. So now we'll see what their running attack can do. I know that was a concern of the Eden North Collins coach.
So now Tyson McCaw takes his first snap. He is in the shotgun. Joey Ryder is in the backfield. And we have flags on the field. Going to be false start against the Bulls. Barker ROY-HART coming off 2 wins and 1 losses, back-to-back wins after a season opening a 38-15 loss against Newfane. A game that head coach Bill Browning wishes that a team that he wishes his Bulls could take on again. Then back-to-back wins against Akron and Medina, 28 and 29 points respectively, coming in averaging 24 points per game. McCaw in the shotgun, hand off to Ryder, up the middle, able to get 1, maybe 2 yards on the carry, brought down by a host of defenders.
Yeah, Bulls going with a little counter tray action, pulling the backside guard and tackle to kick out. Linebacker did a really nice job. I couldn't see the number, unfortunately, but really nice job by the middle linebacker, scraping and coming through the hole to take down the runner. He still ended up getting 3-4 yards out of it, but well defended.
This brings up 2nd and 14 for the Bulls on their own 41-yard line. Under 9 minutes to go in the first quarter, no score. McCaw turns towards his right, still on the run, still looking downfield. Now throws a short. It is complete to Ashton Ork into Eden North Collins territory to the 45. A first down for the Bulls.
Yeah, nice little drag pattern there. He just worked his way to the sidelines, moving with the quarterback. The quarterback was nice and patient, waited for that window to open up, hit him on the sidelines. Well executed.
Gain of 14 on the pass play. It is now 1st and 10 for the Bulls at the Eden North Collins 45. 1 man in the backfield. McCaw in the shotgun. High snap. Here's the handoff to the outside to Ryder. Knocks off 1 man. Keeps the feet moving and knocked out of bounds just shy of the 40. In on that tackle was Sam Stewart, one of the senior defenders the head coach Charlie Carr said spoke highly of when we got a chance to talk with him early in the week. But another good run here for Joey and Barker ROY-HART.
Yeah, you see a little bit of his power there. I thought he was going to cut it up. He had one of the receivers that was kicking out the corner. Thought he was going to cut it up behind him. Instead, he bounced it to the outside, was able to shed a tackle and get a nice gain.
We'll call this 2nd and 7 at the Eden North Collins 42. Reverse, now on the carry, and an off-feed. Keeps the feet moving past the 35. Good chains and then brought down here by Stewart. The chains continue to go here for Barker ROY-HART.
Yeah, Barker ROY-HART, that time coming out, their splits were all cut down. They went with a little inside scissors, reverse for a really nice gain. So far, they look pretty dynamic running the ball.
Up to the Eden North Collins 34-yard line. McCaw in the shotgun. Here's the snap, QB keeper this time. McCaw goes right up the middle, keeping the chains moving and knocked down around the 25-yard line. Silas Nellis on the tackle. Tyson McCaw, a two-way quarterback with the feet and through the air, keeping the chains moving, and another first down on this first drive.
Yeah, that was just pure smash mouth football right there. 2 men leading up on an ISO. Line did a great job opening up the hole. All quarterback had to do was follow his blockers. It's going to be a long day if you can't stop that play.
Eden North Collins did say that they have to do better defensively, crediting that week 2 win, but giving up 62 points. Here's McCaw going down the side and getting close to the goal line. Brought down from behind, brought down the 3-4 yard line. A good run once again from McCaw.
Yeah, same play there, Joe. Like I said, if you can't stop that, and that's football, run. If you can't stop the run, it's going to be a long day. That play has worked 2 plays in a row. Carbon copy, this time just a little bit bigger gain.
18-yard scamper for McCaw. It's now 1st and goal on the Eden North Collins 5-yard line.
Double tight, Michigan High.
Here's the handoff up the middle to Vinny Fazio, getting his first carry, number 26 tonight, but he is brought down short by Hunter Esford of Eden North Collins. Vinny Fazio, another big key of this offense.
Yeah, Coach talked about him. He was excited. He said that they have a strong group of running backs that they can rely on. Yeah, they were in the long eye there, Joe. That, again, just power football.
2nd and goal at the Eden North Collins 4. Opening drive for Barker ROY-HART in a Section 6 Class C North clash.
This time they spread them out.
McCaw, little bobble and takes up himself, and he is stopped, this time by Stewart, the first tackler. It'll be 3rd and goal coming up.
Yeah, definitely mishandled the ball on that, and I think the play broke down right from there, trying to do the best to make, something out of nothing, and just takes it up the middle. After 2 successful runs, Joe, they get inside the 10 and gone backwards a little bit here. So, credit to Eden North Collins stiffening up here in the red zone, exactly where you need to. Wouldn't be surprised if they came back to that double ISO.
McCaw rolls out to his left, throws to the back of the end zone, and is bobbled and then incomplete. Good pressure on the outside that time from Eden North College. Trent Blaze right on cue with his name there, and 4th and goal coming up.
Yeah, he was wide open coming out of his stance. Quarterback just a smidge late getting the ball out to him. Maybe put a little too much loft on it. Great job recovering and breaking that play up. When he booted out of that, receiver is wide open.
So 4th and goal for Barker ROY-HART at the Eden North Collins 5-yard line. 5:34 to go in the first quarter. Motion man going left to right. McCaw swings it to the outside, trying to cut in, but just short of the goal line was Barker ROY-HART, and that is going to be a turnover out of bounds. Great stop on the goal line here from Eden North Collins.
Yeah, little motion man goes, they swing it out to him, and great job rallying by Eden North Collins. 2 men right there, corralling right on the sidelines.
So we have no score between Barker ROY-HART and Eden North Collins. Eden North Collins with a game-opening punt after able to convert 1 play on 4th down, and then Barker ROY-HART stopped right at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, Charlie Carson's got to be really happy with that defensive stand right there. It looked like, it was just a matter of play or 2 before they punched it in, but Eden North Collins came up big. I'd like to see them go to a little bit shorter passing game here instead of looking for the home run. Open things up.
Waring takes a snap, rolls to his right, the throw to the outside. It is complete to the outside to Isaiah Nellis. A good gain just past the 10-yard line. Going to be 2nd and short coming up.
I tell you, that is a big-time throw right there. Falling back in his end zone, pressure in his face, throwing an out pattern on the sideline, over a defender, underneath the safety over top. That's big time.
So Eden North Collins with some breathing room. Called a 2nd and 3 on its own 10-yard line, under 5 minutes to go at quarter number 1.
See if the Bulls bring some pressure here.
You can see Ryder creeping up there. Here is the pressure. Waring on the run, throws this up. It is complete and to the outside, caught by Peyton Taylor. just past the 15-yard line and able to get the first down. But you mentioned it, Zai, the Barker ROY-HART defense with the pressure again.
Yeah, they brought both backers that time again. All right, I thought there was a flag or they were talking on the field, but he drifted all the way back deep in his end zone. Again, another big throw and out, falling backwards, able to avoid the rush. I do like the Bulls' game plan right now defensively, bringing the pressure.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line for Eden North Collins. Jacob West with 4 sacks on the season so far for Barker ROY-HART. This time the pass is high and incomplete, just out of the hands of Sawyer Balone on the play. And you mentioned the defense. Jacob West, 4 sacks. Tyson McCaw with 2 picks as a free safety. They have been able to generate it, and that's something that Bill Browning wants to get once again.
Yeah, I mean, you can see their game plan. You can see why those are the stats that they have. They bring pressure, and so far in this game, the safeties have done a great job of staying over the top, keeping everything in front of them. Even on those 2 great throws that Brady made from the end zone, if they weren't perfect throws, they don't get completed.
Second and 10 at the 15. It's a QB keeper. Waring tries to deke away. He cannot. It is right on cue. Jacob West with his first touch tonight on defense. It's going to be 3rd and long coming up.
Yeah, he's already standing out early, Joe. I know he had that false start. Sorry to call you out there, buddy, but defensively, he is a force. You can see it.
Jacob West listed a 2-way right tackle and defensive end, 6'3", 255 pounds. He's able to cause now 3rd and 11 on the 14-yard line with under 4 minutes to go in the first.
Yeah, he looks like a football player out there. He's got that frame.
Older brother had a great run with the Bulls the last couple years as well. Barker ROY-HART looking for some help from the crowd for this 3rd and long play. Waring in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Waring looks over the middle. It is caught. And still on the run to the outside. Sawyer Balone stopped at the 49-yard line. What a play before he is brought down by Ed and Offie. A throw at the right time again.
Yeah, and right on the money again. R.J. Townsend, number 52, putting the pressure on, had a really nice swim move on the inside, but perfect timing. Brady Waring is able to set his feet, throw and deliver a dime. Again, safety right over top, right there. If it's not a perfect throw, they don't gain, and it's a perfect throw.
Gain of 33 on the play. It's now 1st and 10 at the Eden North Collins 48-yard line. Empty backfield. Waring with a motion man. Here's the snap, a quick pitch to the outside to Silas Nellis. He gets to the 45 and brought down at the 41-yard line from behind the speed of Carter Sarkisian. But another run here for Eden North Collins.
Joe, that was the first time you could see that the deep pass that they've been throwing, incomplete, completed, really set up that run. Corner was really bailing on that play, staying over top of the receivers. Essentially, they were able to run him off, which opened up the edge. Very nice tackle on the play to prevent that from possibly being a touchdown.
Fresh set of downs for Eden North Collins. 1st and 10 at the Barker ROY-HART 41. Waring in the shotgun. He rolls to his right. Waring looks downfield. Is incomplete, a little high this time for Silas. 2nd down coming up.
Again, good pressure, and safety's playing over the top. Really impressed early on, despite the precision passing that we're seeing from Eden North Collins and Brady Waring. Defensively, Barker doing what they need to do to control an explosive offense.
Nellis brothers so far in the season. Silas with 29 catches for just under 450 yards and 8 touchdowns. Isaiah just 14 catches for 350 yards and 7 touchdown scores. 2nd and 10 for Eden North Collins at the Barker ROY-HART 41. Waring looks to his right. The short pass this time. It is complete to the fullback Carter Bishop. He is still on the move. Ball is loose on the outside, waiting for the official call. It is going to be Barker ROY-HART possession.
I tell you, that action happened on that far side of the field from us. He must have just got enough control with his feet in before he went out of bounds. The official right there on it to make the call, had a perfect view. Again, a defensive play made at an opportune time. Wide open receiver out in the flats, put it right on his numbers, fighting for extra yards, and you love to see that. Unfortunately, wasn't able to hang on to the ball, and credit Barker again with digging it out.
So now will be the second offensive drive for the Bulls. With 2 minutes to play, quarter number 1, Reuter gets the call, makes his way just past the 40, taking with him Hunter Esford on the play. A good run of about 7.
Again, there's your power football, Joe.
We'll make it 8, 2nd and 2 at the 41. Joey Reuter in his senior campaign, let's say 5'11", 185 pounds, team high 4 rushing scores through the first 3 weeks of play. Ben Hess at center once again tonight. Getting ready to get the snap once he gets the call from Tyson McCaw. It's a QB keeper this time, right up the middle. The chains continue to move. It's going to be enough for a first down, but a flag was just thrown at the end of the play.
Have to wait and see what this call is, but
There'll be a holding face mask against Eden North Collins. So Barker ROY-HART now, Corey, going into foreign territory.
yeah, they just buckled down. They've tightened down their splits. They've gone to the long eye, and they're just powering the ball right at Eden North Collins.
So with the 15-yard penalty, it'll be first down for Barker ROY-HART at the Eden North Collins 38. Clock continues to tick, approaching the final minute of quarter number 1. Bulls in the I formation. Here's the handoff to Reuter. Finds the open seam on the right side. Still on his feet. Makes his way to the 20. And then knocked out of bounds. Knocked down inside the 15-yard line. Still in bounds by Silas Nellis. Another great run for the Bulls.
Yeah, and again, it's power football. Long I formation, isolation, breaks it off of the tackle. Nice kick out block from the wing, or from the tight end, I mean. This looks to be their bread and butter. Same formation again, double tight, long eye.
Here's McCaw, right up the middle this time to Dear Sarkisian. He gets out, maybe got a yard or so on the play. Carter Bishop on the stop. The Bulls coming in, averaging 198 yards on the ground per game, 8 touchdowns on the season as well. If you're Eden North Collins, how do you try to balance or try to stop it here?
Like I said, it's a defense coordinator's nightmare when you can't stop Smash Mouth coming at you. You got to be disciplined. You got to get your front 4 up front, eating up some space, allowing your linebackers to scrape and fill. And then, of course, you got to have secondary support.
And that is going to conclude our first quarter of action. It'll be 2nd and 9 for Barker ROY-HART at the Eden North Collins 15. We'll step aside for a short break and come right back. You're watching Section 6 football on Western New York Athletics.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do. Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
And welcome back to Barker High School. Start of the second quarter. 2nd and 9 for Barker ROY-HART, trying to cash in off of a turnover. 2nd and 9 at the 15-yard line here. Eden North Collins looking for another stop.
Yeah, we were talking off camera during the break, Joe, and I was saying, you know, if I'm Barker ROY-HART right now, I'm just going with what's gotten you down the field, just power football. Tight formation again.
McCaw in the shotgun. Here's the handoff going towards the left side. His rider is brought down by his shoe by Peyton Taylor. The big play from the sophomore strong safety.
It's an excellent play to come up. Maybe a little impatient running the ball that time. You had 2 kick-out blocks coming. You got to be disciplined. You got to plant your foot, run up behind that. He probably would have had a really nice game. Instead, tries to bounce it outside. Outstanding tackle.
A 1-yard loss. It is now 3rd and 10 for Barker ROY-HART. Second year with the new athletic facility here out in Barker. It's a great night for high school football. 3rd and 10 at the Eden North Collins 16. McCaw looks left and spins to his right. Then scans back to his left, cuts away from a defender, now keeps this himself, goes down the sideline, keeping the chains moving, but we have a flag on the field, and this is going to come back here, Corey, against Barker ROY-HART.
Yeah, you saw the flag go out right away. It's in the area of holding. You know, it's tough as an offensive lineman. You got a quarterback, he's rolling right. He twists, he comes back the other way. Your back is to the play. Sometimes you're holding on.
So with the penalty, the ball is now spotted right on the 26-yard line here. 3rd down, 3rd and long coming up.
You know, and penalties are killer when you're playing ground and pound football.
Let's see if Barker ROY-HART can get over the roadblock after that penalty. It's been a good drive, a good night so far on the offensive side. McCaw. And before the snap, a hard count. And now the Bulls get 5 yards back.
And that's what you need to do. You got to go into this thinking you have 2 plays. You need 15. If you can get, you know, 8 to 10 back here, put yourself in a more manageable situation on 4th down. I don't know, maybe we will see the first field goal of the season. Coach said that Isaiah does have the leg to kick field goals. They just haven't done it this year, right?
McCaw in the shotgun, 3rd and 15 at the 21. McCaw takes the snap, looks towards his left, going down the sideline, and it is incomplete. Incomplete pass here, but another flag on the field.
Well, this will be interesting, Joe. Hey, he opted to go to the short side of the field deep, overthrew his receiver. Actually, the ball landed kind of out of the end zone. Good coverage on the play. If he had looked to his right, though, may have had a shot to go just the opposite. Both outside receivers running a go. Looked like we had illegal motion on the play.
Penalty was against the Bulls. Eden North Collins declines the penalty. It'll be 4th and 15 on the Eden North Collins 21. Still no score between Barker ROY-HART and Eden North Collins, the 2 top teams in the Section 6 Class C North Division. McCaw rolls out to his right, then goes upfield, takes this one himself, crosses the 10, still going in, taking a man with him. It is enough for the touchdown. Tyson McCaw with the QB keeper from 21 yards out.
And I tell you, that is just a killer. You had great coverage downfield. Pressure was there. Able to make a couple of defensive players miss in an outstanding run.
Tyson McCaw keeping the chains moving. The 9th rushing touchdown of the season for Barker ROY-HART, as now the extra point team comes out.
Yeah, McCaw showing off his athleticism there and a little bit of power at the end of that run, Joe.
It's going to be a little trickery there from Barker ROY-HART. Now the Bulls will set up for the extra point attempt. Tyson McCaw is on kicking duties as the kick is on the way, and it is good. So Barker ROY-HART with 10-11 to go in the second quarter with our first touchdown of the evening. Tyson McCaw found the open space there, Corey, a little speed boost. I know you had that speed back in your day as well, and McCaw right up the middle gets the score.
I don't know if I had that speed, but man, what an athletic play. Able to maintain his composure in the backfield first and foremost. 2 men right on him, able to split them, look downfield. Receivers were covered, and he just took it right up the middle of the field, made a couple men miss, and then finished it with a powerful run, dragging 2 or 3 defenders into the end zone with him.
Tyson McCaw, when we got a chance to talk with head coach Bill Bryan, he said last year at times it felt like Tyson had to do everything on offense. This year he's relying on his teammates more, spreading the ball out, taking the opportunity when it's right there, and it leads to our early 7-0 lead.
Yeah, and part of that is growth in a player, and part of that is becoming a senior. And when you become a senior in high school, the game slows down for you. You've seen it. You have, I'm going to say, an arrogance about you. You know what you're doing. You're confident in your abilities. And when things slow down, good things happen.
Here is the kick from McCaw. It is tracked down by Silas Nellis. Makes his way up to the 25. Still on his feet to the 30. Gets the outside at the 40. Going right past the Bulls sideline. Still in bounds. Down the 30. Going to the 10. Has the open green for the touchdown. The speed of Silas Nellis will call it about an 80-yard return. And Eden North Collins gets on the board.
You know, Joe, I was just going to ask if you thought that touchdown was going to kind of break the top off offensively here, as we expected sparks, and lo and behold, we have a 4th and a miracle touchdown followed by a special teams touchdown. And a tremendous athlete, great play, had to go back, make an over-the-shoulder catch just to receive the kick, split 2 defenders, left them kind of standing, and just turned the Jets on down the sideline.
So now the extra point team is out. 2 scores in only a matter of 15 seconds of game time. 10-11 down to 9:58 as the extra point attempt is up, and it is good from Silas's brother. No good, beg your pardon, no good on the kick, as we'll take a look once again at the return here. Corey, what a big burst there from Nellis.
Yeah, like I said, first making a difficult catch over his shoulder, setting up 2 defenders, split them, and then just found the sideline and outran everybody.
So 7-6 is our score. A reminder, action tonight on Western New York Athletics. Our guys Jake Fayuk and Francis Beck are back in the studio with our Friday night show, breaking down not only this game but the rest of the action. 21 games total right now in Section 6 going on. They have the Octo Box highlighting the 8 games of the week, including this one. So be sure to tune in and check out Jake and Francis' show. They'll be on tonight until about 10 p.m.
Is there anything better than Fridays in high school football?
Yeah.
I tell you, this is really, really, really cool coming out here. It's the first time I've been out to Barker. What a great atmosphere, great crowd. We didn't plan on it, but we ended up being part of the homecoming parade.
Here is the return, getting to the outside. It looks like Carson Schwab on the return, gets just past the 40, and that is where the play will end with a couple extracurriculars. And now the flag comes in. This will go against Eden North Collins. But while they're settling out, we should talk more about the parade. We just came in at the last second, and what a great time seeing all the kids come out for the candy. It was really cool.
Oh, it was amazing. They had the streets blocked off. They had people lining the streets all the way into the high school. The floats were amazing. Just a tremendous atmosphere. I was so impressed. What a great way to for me to make my debut doing this, but at the debut of being out here at Barker and seeing, the culture of their school, man, they do it right.
So after the penalty, Barker ROY-HART's offense will start the new drive, 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Joe, that penalty is something you didn't have to take. The whistles were blowing. You're on the opposing team's sideline. Of course that flag's going to come out. Was it awful? But no. Did he need to throw him down? He didn't.
Here's the handoff. Up the middle goes Carter Sarkisian down the sideline to the 20, to the 10. The open green. It is a touchdown. Carter Sarkisian from 40 yards out, and Barker ROY-HART swings back.
Well, is it official to say that the top has come off the defensive lid here, the scoring lid, if that's the case? Again, long I formation, ISO, power, and I believe he went untouched on that.
Carter Sarkisian, only a junior in the lineup, and the Bulls now have 10 rushing touchdowns on the season with their 2 scores tonight. 3 scores, and we're not even through a full 60 seconds of game clock. We have 3 touchdowns already, 1 on special teams and 2 on the ground, as we have a flag down on the field.
I'll tell you, Joe, we're starting to see exactly what Coach Bill Bruning was talking about with the weapons he has in his backfield. Not just a 1-man or a 2-man show. There's 3 or 4 backs that are capable.
So after the penalty,
yeah, they're going with an offset formation here off the ball. They're looking to see how the defense is aligned. If they see something they like, they'll run something. If not, like they are right now, they shift back and they'll go into a normal field goal.
Tyson McCaw again on kicking duties. The extra point is on the way, and this time it is good. So Barker ROY-HART punches right back with a 40-yard scamper down the near sideline from the junior Carter Sarkisian, and it is now 14-6. Barker ROY-HART in front here over Eden North Collins. Let's take a look again, Corey, at that big run from the young man Carter.
Yeah, just power football. He's deep, long eye, breaks it, and like I said, pretty much goes untouched.
Barker,
getting some great blocking on the play. It really seems like Barker ROY-HART has found their game, at least offensively. Defensively too. We've talked about their defense a lot. Really, they haven't given up a touchdown yet. Defensively, that is. So,
and they caused the one play on the far side of the field as well.
Yep.
Plenty of game time, plenty of action left to go here. We're at the 9:43 mark of quarter number 2. This is going to be an attempt onside. It appears that the Bulls have it, and they do. What a play of the Bulls. Everything going in their favor. Now an onside kick recovered.
Yeah, Joe, I don't know if that was meant to be like an onside kick or they were just squibbing it and hoping for the best, but kind of caught Eden North Collins flat-footed. They're aggressive, went and got it, and man,
what a play indeed. Great replay work as well from our crew tonight. Anthony Adenofi, the senior two-way player, one of the returnees from a year ago. And now the Bulls take over.
Same formation they scored that touchdown on, Joe.
At the 45-yard line, the ball moves up the middle. Chains continue to move past the 40. It's a good run to start on first down once again, and this time on the carry, Vinny Fazia.
Yeah, he was in the fullback position right behind the quarterback in that long eye they give to him. And I know you can't tush push in high school. We'll just call that like the bull bunch. And it's just a scrum of people. And again, 5 yards. If you gain 5 yards in every play, that's a good thing. Same formation again. Double tight, long eye.
2nd and 5 at the 40. Here's the handoff to Ryder, trying to break loose, gets past the 35, and then he is stopped right there by Hunter Esford at about the 34-yard line. Enough here for a Bulls first down with under 9 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, it looked like the same play they scored on, Joe, just going off the right side instead of the left. They've had a lot of success with that ISO.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line. Eden North Collins, the defense trying to get off the field here, trying to get a stop. Here's the handoff towards the left side. You can see the speed this time of Adenofi again. He has stopped around the line of scrimmage. We'll give credit this time to Trent Blaze on the play.
A little fire in their belly on that play, Joe.
Yep.
They got off the ball really nicely on the interior. When I first saw that, I thought, okay, there's some pressure. They might be able to blow it up. When they went off tackle, it looked like he was going to have some room. Really nice job coming up, closing that down.
No gain on the last carry from Adenofi. 14-6, Barker ROY-HART in front of Eden North Collins. McCaw in the shotgun, a quick hit off to Adenofi again. He tries to get to the outside, he does. The chains continue to move. Anthony is finally stopped, but we have a flag at the line of scrimmage. So this play might be coming back here, Corey.
I would guess so. It looks like in the area of holding off tackle there. Bulls came out in what we used to call our Navy formation, double tight, double wing. Come with a counter look from the backside wing.
We do have an injured player on the field for Eden North Collins. 7:52 to go. We'll step aside after this short break on Western New York Athletics.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers.
2nd and 10, 2nd and 20 after the penalty. Bulls trying to erase this with their Sarkisian going down the sideline, knocked it out of bounds in front of his teammates just close to the 30. Another big run there for Carter as the Bulls once again here, Corey, just mixing and matching who's going to get the carry. It seems like everyone has answered the bell every time so far on offense.
Yeah, D. Sarkisian did a really nice job on that. Was looking to take it up the middle. That was plugged up nicely. He bounced it, was able to take it around the corner for a really nice gain on 2nd and long, setting up a manageable third down.
We'll call this 3rd and 9 at the 33. Couple of verses, then the handoff once again to Adenofi. Keeps the chains moving just past the 25 and then brought down by Peyton Taylor. This is going to be just short of the first down. Another good run there for Anthony, the speedster, a smaller guy, but able to fit his way into the spaces.
Yeah, and you can actually see them using his size or lack thereof, height anyway, to hide behind that line for a little inside handoff.
This is going to set up 4th and 1 at the 25-yard line.
2 impressive runs back to back, Joe.
It was a 2nd and 20 penalty 2 plays ago. Bulls just need 1 more yard for a fresh set of downs, but first we have a timeout with 6:53 to go. Timeout called by the Bulls. Once again, going on right now in our studios, it is week 4 of the Empire State End Zone. Jake Fyock, Francis Beck in studio. They're taking a look right now at the West Seneca West contest, so be sure to, when you get a chance, support Jake and Francis with their pregame show. We had some great games last night as well. Williamsville South and Coach Joe Akata moving to 3-1 on the year, a 41-12 win against Newport. Phil Ganji with 4 passing touchdowns. He was a Connolly Cup selection last week. So Will South moves to 3-1. The McKinley Max moved to 3-1 after a 28-17 to 28-0 win over Williamsville East. Kalon Ford with 2 rushing touchdowns. He's the team's quarterback. East Aurora with their first win of the year. East Aurora Holland 22-14 against Dunkirk. And the Pioneer Panthers still hot, now at 3-1, a 20-12 win against Cheektowaga. Again, those are all the games from last night. Back to tonight's action, 4th and 1 at the 25. It's another carry, this time to Ryder, as the open space going down the near sideline, and Joey Ryder is able to go in for the touchdown. 25 yards for Joey Ryder, and the Bulls expand their lead.
Yeah, what has become their go-to situation in this game, long eye, double tight. Again, powering, able to collapse just off tackle to their left side, and he takes it in. I'll tell you, this running attack looks pretty impressive right now, Joe.
Joey Ryder, his team high 5th rushing touchdown of the season. He came in with just under 200 yards on the season, able to record his 5th rushing score. The Bulls now have 11 on the season for those keeping track at home, and Barker ROY-HART looking pretty good here in Class C North action.
And there's your trickery, Joe. Offset, they saw what they wanted, little flip out to the back behind the formation, and he carries in for a 2.
So Barker ROY-HART expanding their lead to 22-6.
Joe, it feels like the Eden North Collins offense has not been on the field for a month.
Yes.
And that's a danger with a ball control, power offense. You know, when they can run the ball and they're taking chunk after chunk, they're eating up the clock. And if you're going to be a dynamic offense like Eden North Collins and try to quiet down a quarterback like Brady Waring, the best way to do it is to keep him off the field. And they've been more than successful doing that. But on the flip side, if there is an offense that is built to make a comeback and do it quickly, it's the air attack that we see from Eden North Collins, which has, for the most part, been held in check. Again, no touchdowns.
No touchdowns allowed by the Bulls defense. The defense, one of the specialties from the Bulls over the course of this season and in years past, and looking at the tradition of what Bill Brunning had over a decade ago, the last time that Barker and ROY-HART were together. Here is the next kick from McCott, a couple of squibs down the near sideline, and it'll roll out of bounds, and that is where Eden North Collins will start. 6:45 trailing 22-6. Flag as well.
The kick went out of bounds without being touched,
So here is Brady Waring. He had a couple of big throwing plays early on. Then Barker ROY-HART's defense was able to force end that drive with the fumble recovery. It's been a while since we have seen him, like you said.
Yeah, and he's been everything we thought he would be. But again, fumble, can't have that. Plenty of time left in this game. It's still 2 scores, Joe. So, you know, it's not time to push the panic button, but you'd like to see him go down the score here.
Eden North Collins trailing by 16. Waring in the shotgun. Waring takes a snap, looks towards the far side. Now a near side throw. It is caught high by Peyton Taylor, knocked out of bounds just shy of the 40, and that's how this drive is going to start.
Yeah, and you can see, and it's normal to think that when you're down, you want to get that back quickly. But I think patience is going to be the key here for the quarterback. Take that underneath route, keep the clock going, control, set up that big play downfield later on.
2nd and 6, 4-yard gain. Eden North Collins trailing by 16. One man in the backfield with Waring and Carter Bishop on Brady's right hip. Here is the snap.
Pressure.
Waring going down the field, and it's high, and it complete. Good effort, though, from Silas Nellis extending his arm, but it is high, and now a big 3rd down play coming up.
And Ed Noffey doing a great job staying over top of it on that one. So far, I've been really impressed with the defensive back play from Barker. And I think there's only one time we've seen they let someone get over the top, and even that was you know, good coverage in the play, just a better throw.
Raiders make their way up to the line of scrimmage. Waring in the shotgun, trips to the left. Here is the snap. Waring looks down the field, down the near sideline. He's going to throw. It is almost intercepted and broken up by Carson Schwab. One-on-one. It's 4th down coming up.
Yeah, Joe, I'm not trying to be critical of Brady Waring right now, but he's searching for the home run. He had 2 receivers on a double slant underneath that were open. Probably would have got him the 1st down. He opted to go deep. Great defensive play, but I think he's got to realize at this point just to calm down, slow down. You don't need it all back in one play. Let's sustain a drive, give our defense a little bit of a rest too here.
Carson Schwab, he was out of the lineup for the first half of last week's game against the Dinos. Coach Brunning now back in the lineup. Eden North Collins is going for this right now. It is 4th and 6 on the 39-yard line.
It's a big play. See if they bring pressure.
Low snap. Waring goes to the outside. Waring on the run. It is complete into Barker ROY-HART territory. Enough for the 1st down. Making the catch, Silas Nellis to the Barker ROY-HART 48.
Yeah, moving to his left, made a nice throw again across his body. Looked like they had a spy on Brady that play. Scraping, came up. Brady didn't wait for him to get in his face, delivered a beautiful ball on the sideline and moved the chains. And again, that's what I was getting at, Joe. I think, take that underneath stuff. It's there for the taking. Keep the chains moving. There's plenty of time left in the half to do so.
Big play for Eden North Collins. Pass play over 15 yards. Freshly downs to the Barker ROY-HART 47. Waring takes the snap, rolls to his right, throwing up a deep one. It's incomplete, just missing Nellis, but we have a flag on the field going against Schwab.
Yeah, that time a little too handsy on the receiver. You could see him tug the jersey. That was kind of a no-brainer call. I know he doesn't like it, but it was enough to hinder him. Great protection on the play from the line of Eden North Collins, giving Waring plenty of time to step into that throw. And that'll result in a 15-yard chunk for them.
There was no score at the end of the first quarter. Then all of our points here in quarter number 2. We're at the 5:50 mark of the second quarter. Thanks again for making us part of your Friday evening. Joe Kraus, Corey Zayats in his broadcasting debut. A big thanks to our producer, Mike Goodenberry, and our aficionado, the one and only Tim Gardner, is with us as well. It's going to be 1st and 10 on the Barker ROY-HART 32.
Being patient, working underneath, be able to move the ball pretty efficiently here, putting themselves in good position.
Waring in the shotgun. Bishop on his left hip. Here is the snap. Waring looks down the near sideline, going for the big one. It is incomplete. It was Silas Nellis, just couldn't bring it in, just down the near sideline.
Yeah, he's going to want that one back, Joe. That was right in the breadbasket. You can see him. He's wearing it. But in football and any sport, what's the most important play? It's the next one. You got to put it behind you. It's a great ball right there. Had the time, and they set that one up nicely. Instead of coming from the outside, he came from a wing position. We had 2 posts coming from the outside receivers, and he just like a wheel pattern. He just kind of drifted, though. I wouldn't call it a true wheel, like a fade to the corner. Opened up when they pulled the cornerbacks away from the sideline there. Great ball.
2nd and 10 at the 32. Waring rolls to his left. It's going to be a QB keeper this time. Cuts off field past the 30. Still on his feet down the sideline. Has the open space. It's a touchdown for Eden North Collins, the quarterback. Brady Waring taking it himself from 32 yards out.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of how he can beat you with more than his arm. The play before that, they should have had a touchdown, which shows you his arm. Now he shows you his legs.
So the points continue to come at a premium tonight. Another score. This one coming from the offense and Brady Waring. Waring known for his passing ability. Able to get this one with his legs as the special teams unit is able to come out. Let's see what they do. Right now it's a 10-point deficit. Now it's going to be a 2-point attempt. Waring looks to the outside. The pass is caught. Boy, just short on the play. A good play from the Bulls defense. 22-12 our score with 5:36 to go before the break.
Yeah, Joe, I don't know what analytics says about going for 2 when you're down 16, but to me it makes sense. You're trying to cut the score in half, maintain a one-possession game at that point. Good ball, maybe a better tackle on that play.
As we take a look again at Brady Waring's touchdown run going down the near sideline. We mentioned about his big performance in week 2 against West York Maritime Tapestry when Brady threw 9 touchdown passes in a single game. It broke a state record that was set back in 1969 by Gary Caston of St. Joe's in a game against Bishop Timon. The record for the state, the longest time, was held right here in Buffalo, and the original record for the most touchdowns in a single game was by Jack Jones of Hamburg with 7 back in 1963 against Frontier. So there's something in the water here, Corey, of quarterbacks with the passing touchdown records.
I didn't think they threw the ball enough in 1963 to record that many touchdowns via the air.
There's the short return for the Barker ROY-HART Bulls.
Hey, that was a great answer by Eden North Collins.
Yes.
So they needed that. They needed their offense to get something generated, build some confidence there, and maybe more importantly, give their defense a little rest. See if they can, be a little rejuvenated. Maybe go on the attack defensively here.
Bulls start this new drive, 1st and 10 on their own 39-yard line.
Long I formation, their go-to so far this game.
And off right up the middle. You can see the bodies pushing the running back with them to the 44-yard line. About a 5-yard gain here to start this drive.
Yeah, it's such a difficult formation. When you are foot-to-foot as the line, you really need to be unselfish on the interior. Your defensive linemen have to really dig in. You almost play it like a goal line situation. You got to plug, you got to create a pile, and then your linebackers have to be disciplined in finding the ball because they hide behind that offensive line, that scrum. It's big boy football.
Up to the 43, 2nd and 6. McCaw with a lot of space throws this down the far sideline. It is caught by Ashton Ork, making his first catch of the night inside the Raiders territory, outside the 30.
It's a great call. I mean, as effective as they've been on the ground, now you come with a little play action, leak the tight end out. He's wide open.
Ashton Ork listed at 6'2", 210-pound junior. The Bulls are on the move again into Raiders territory. 4:45 and ticking. First down at the Raiders 33.
Yeah, he looks like a tight end out there. Really nice job. Got a soft spot in my heart for tight ends.
High formation again here. Here's the handoff. Away up the middle. There's Sarkisian looking for some more room. He has stopped right at the 25-yard line. A good hit there that time from Elliott Davis on defense. Another good chunk. The clock continues to wind down in the opening half.
Love the way you finish that run, Joe. You just put your head down and you get that extra yard. You fall forward. That's a message run. With 4 minutes left, they get the ball at half. You'd like to see them, eat up that clock, not give Eden North Collins a chance to answer if they can, and then take the ball at halftime. But the way they're moving, they may do it too quickly.
2nd and 2 at the 25. Another run play this time for the Bulls. Continue to move up the middle. Then squirting out, going up the middle. Vinny Fazio through the traffic from 25 yards out. The Bulls score again.
Yeah, the old adage, Joe, is that low man wins. And right now I'm seeing a lot of high hats on that defensive side. Eden North Collins, they look tired right now. And Barker ROY-HART is getting off the ball. Running backs are running hard. I can't say it enough, but it's just power football. It's big boy football.
Fourth rushing score here for the Bulls this evening, and we still have 3:40 to go before halftime. Last time in this opportunity was a 2-point run. Now they'll set up for the traditional extra point attempt. Tyson McCaw again on kicking duties. Had some experience last year with that, as the extra point attempt is no good. Barker ROY-HART leads 28-12. Sal Britson, the other kicker, only a sophomore, out of the lineup tonight, not playing. So McCaw is on kicking duties, as well as being the orchestrator of this really solid offense.
Yeah, and I can't blame him for that kick. The hold was a little late getting down. He followed through like he was supposed to.
As you can see, once again, the big run. Vinny Fazio getting on the score sheet. 4 rushing touchdowns, 4 different Bulls scoring. It is clicking at all cylinders here for Barker ROY-HART.
Yeah, and you saw a little bit of everything on that run. You saw his patience. Pole wasn't quite there. He allowed his linemen to keep driving downfield, waited for that little bit of a collapse, and then he exploded out of it for a touchdown. Joe, this is turning into one of those games where, like we said in the beginning of the forecast, we have this clash of opposing offenses. We have the power running of Barker. They have found it, and it's clicking. And now we are looking for the explosive passing game of Eden. This could be a fun one going forward. And again, plenty of time based on the way they throw the ball here at 3:40. You'd like to see him take it down, score, and ideally, not leave any time on the clock. Onside kick again.
Onside kick this time, tracked down by Eden North Collins. This opening half has lasted over an hour so far. We still have 3:40 to go here in the second quarter. But if you're Eden North Collins, you're getting those looks downfield. At some point, it's going to connect, right? Just a matter of if there's enough time with those big plays.
Yeah, I mean, they should have connected that last drive before the touchdown run. It's there, but again, I still think preach patience. You have 3:40. You have receivers underneath, and we know they have talented weapons in their receivers. Not just the 2 brothers that are on the team, the Nellis brothers. Coach talked about they have other weapons. Use them at your disposal. Let them create, get that run after catch.
New drive at the Raiders' 45-yard line. Waring takes a snap, moves to his left. Waring takes it himself, makes his way upfield, gets about 1-2 yards on the carry. He was pressured on the outside by Caden Rogers, number 64 on the play.
And that's the other reason why I'm saying, look underneath. Let him get rid of the ball. Don't let the pressure get to him. That's frustrating as a rusher. You're coming hard, and all of a sudden that ball's out. You don't have time to get to him. So it has a double effect. Plus, throw underneath. Defense starts creeping up. Now you have that over-the-top play.
It appeared that Waring did not gain any yards on that run. So 2nd and 10 at the 45. Empty backfield, trips to the left here. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right for Waring to work with. Here's the snap. Brady rolls to the outside. Backpedaling, now throws up. It is high and complete, going through the hands of Silas Nellis. Pressure on the near side from the Bulls.
Yeah, that throw was a little high. He was moving to his right. That would have been a remarkable catch if he was able to come down with it. Again, good pressure. And that time, they brought 5-on-5. We had man-on-man blocking. A little more time than what he was used to, but still flush from the pocket at the end.
3rd and 10 for Eden North Collins on their own 45-yard line. 3:27 to go in half number 1. One man in the backfield with Waring. Here's the motion man. Waring takes the snap. Looking, rolls out to his right. Waring now a pump fake, now fires down the field and making the catch inside the 20. Still going down, and a bear hug. Isaiah Nellis keeping the feet moving. He was met at the 15-yard line. What a throw here from Brady.
Yet another amazing throw. Rolling to his left. He's been very effective. And you don't see that very often from high school quarterbacks, rolling across their dominant arm to his left. And he's made 3 or 4 throws going to his left. That one took a long time to develop, too. That was backside receiver working his way across the field deep. good eye contact. That's something that just has to be instinctual between the quarterback and his receiver.
Well, what was it that Coach Bunning told us at the beginning? Coach Bunning of Barker ROY-HART, it's like facing Josh Allen if he was in high school.
Yep.
And that's the latest example. It's going to be 1st and 10. Gain of 34 on that last pass play. Now from the 16, Warring rolls out. It is high. It is caught just shy of the 10-yard line by Peyton Taylor as we are approaching the 2-minute warning.
You know, and that's another effective tool. If you want to beat the rush, the blitz that's coming, roll your quarterback out, reestablish the pocket on the outside, and that time they were able to do that. That was one of the easier throws that he's had tonight. Really like that. That was a great play call there, rolling him out to his right.
And now it's 2nd and 6 at the Barker ROY-HART 12-yard line. Last offensive drive, Brady Waring had a 32-yard touchdown run. Waring now in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Waring rolling out. It is a pass incomplete along the near sideline, intended for, we'll say, David Wilson, number 1.
Yeah, pressure in his face that time. Had to drop down his release point, kind of a little bit of a sidearm. Put it where only his receiver would have the chance to get it. Live to fight another day. You know this is going to be 4-down territory. It's definitely 3rd and manageable here. So you got 2 plays to get this. You have patience, plenty of time. 2:22 remaining.
3rd and 6 at the Barker ROY-HART 12-yard line. The Raiders trailing 28-12, looking for a score before the halftime break. Waring off the clap, rolls out to his left, feeling the pressure, throws this on his back foot. It is up to the far side of the end zone, and a touchdown. What a play in the far end of the end zone. Isaiah Nellis with the big grab, a jump ball from 12 yards out.
I don't even know what to say here, Joe. Rolling to his left again, puts the ball where only his receiver can get it, and Nellis goes up and makes a fantastic catch. Our vantage point here, that was all the way across the field from us. I did not know if he was in the end zone or not, but saw the signal from the official. Just a tremendously athletic play.
So with 2:14 left in the first half, Isaiah Nellis, part of that nice 1-2 tandem, recording his 8th touchdown catch of the season, tying with his brother Silas. And now the 2-point play, far corner of the end zone, and it is no good. Looking for Silas Nellis on the play, but Eden North Collins, they needed that touchdown before the halftime break, and the deficit is cut to 10 with 2:14 to go.
Yeah, the danger is there's 2:14 to go still. Taking a look at the touchdown play again here, rolling to his left, falling backwards too, Joe. It's not like he has his feet set. It's not like he's able to square his shoulders off. He's throwing to the corner to a receiver on the move. Receiver goes up, attacks the ball in the air, which is the huge point. High points it, just like you're supposed to do in that situation. That helps out your quarterback. Just a really, really nice play.
So in case you're just joining us, it was a scoreless first quarter, and now 46 points with still 2 minutes and change here in the second. You've been around a lot of wild games in your coaching and playing career. Is there any game from your time that can relate to so far what we're seeing?
Wow. As far as going back and forth, usually if we had a back and forth game, it was a grinder. You know, we ran that triple option, so we were 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Little onside kick here, Joe. And it looks like the Bulls did recover it. But as far as just being dynamic and explosive and everything clicking, the game that comes to mind is our Section 6 championship in 2009 when we beat Lancaster at the stadium and set a stadium record at that point. I think we scored 54 points that game, but that was just one of those games that everything felt right, clicked right. But as far as like going back and forth, I'll have to think about that, Joe, and get back to you.
Barker ROY-HART back on the field, 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's the handoff. to Deer Sarkisian, gets about 4 yards, and then he is stopped. Leading the charge was the sophomore Trent Dibble. Trent Dibble with a team-high 2 sacks on the defense for Eden North Collins heading into tonight. Timeout has been called. 2:03 left to go in this first half. 28-18 our score. Barker ROY-HART in front.
Yeah, Eden took that timeout, and they have to be thinking, you know, if they can't stop them, leaving enough time for them to go down and get a score again too. Like you said a couple times now, you know, no scores in that first quarter and just an explosion in the second quarter. And now we're seeing all the hype that was brought into this game. The running attack, the passing attack. We've seen some turnovers made, some outstanding catches, some chicanery, you know, onside kick, 2-point conversion off of, you know, a special play on the PAT. Had a little bit of everything, mostly all in the second quarter.
Out of the timeout, 2nd and 5 for the Bulls on the 45. McCaw in the shotgun. Here's the snap. A reverse run once again for Anthony Adenoff. He crosses midfield, backtracks, and then stops, falling back on the Eden North Collins 47-yard line. It'll be enough to keep the chains moving. About a gain of 8 as we're under 2 minutes to go.
You know, that's a really heads-up play, keeping the clock going, not running out of bounds. Still plenty of time for them, even methodically running the ball. And I don't know if methodically is the right word. Methodically in terms of run. But when it's chunk.
1st and 10 at the 47. Another handoff. Couple of yards, a gain, and the pile continues to move past the 40. Shout out to this offensive line with the anchor at center, Ben Hess, leading the way, as well as a lot of his linemen able to help Vinny Fazio keep the chains moving. A lot of size up there for the Bulls.
Yeah, and they're asserting themselves. We had our little bull bunch once again. Just a quick handoff to the fullback, lined up right behind the quarterback, and it just keeps the pile moving.
2nd and 2 from the 39. Joey Ryder has the first down and more. He is tripped up just past the 30. Should be enough for that first down. We're at 57 seconds left. Ryder with another big run there. And the ball is now spotted on the 28-yard line here of the Eden North Collins side of the field.
Yeah, and you're going to see them getting out of the huddle a little bit faster now, even if they do continue to run the ball. Now we're inside of 50 seconds.
McCaw takes a snap, 1st and 10 at 28. A nice throw to the outside to Fazio. Goes down the near sideline, still on his feet, trying to get in, and he does. It's a touchdown. Tyson McCaw connecting with Vinny Fazio, 28 yards through the air.
Yeah, that's a battered and beaten defense at this point. You can see it, the way they're carrying themselves. The pursuit isn't there right now. I'm sure they were expecting another run, and you know, reach into our bag, we throw a ball out in the flats, and running back does all the rest there. Really did a nice job reading his blocks, Fazio did. And I tell you, kudos to, I wish I had gotten the number of the receiver that was out there maintaining his blocks. He's a good 30, 35 yards downfield in open space. It's easy to get a holding call out there, and he didn't. And that's what helps you get a touchdown in that situation. I used to tell my receivers when I was coaching, I would say, when it comes to blocking, you're the difference between first downs and touchdowns. And what I mean by that is, you know, if you don't get your block, hopefully everyone else does it. You got a cornerback making the tackle, and by then, hopefully you have yardage. There's your first down. But if you get that block, if you take the cornerback out of the play, there's no one there, and that's your touchdowns.
Rams, Bulls going for the 2-point run. And an offie on the carry, and it is good. So the Barker ROY-HART Bulls now doubling their lead here over Eden North Collins, 36-18, 35 seconds to go. And Tyson McCaw, he had the big rushing score to start off the scoring party for both teams. That was his first passing touchdown of the season, number 1 on the year, and he finds Vinny Fazio 28 yards.
Yeah. And effectively, Joe, that was kind of a run play, but here he looks. It's a short pass out in the flats. It's a safe throw. And Fazio does rest. The blocking downfield, again, outstanding. The difference between first downs and touchdowns, like I said before, when you have that much talent, I mean, we've seen the best of all 3 and 4, if we count the quarterback, 4 runners in that backfield. And their line just continues to assert themselves.
4 rushing scores, and then the passing score a moment ago. It is now 36-18. Barker ROY-HART in front. It's a great crowd on hand for the Bulls' homecoming night, as the next kick is up from McCaw, sending this to the back man, Silas Nellis. He crosses the 35, goes down the near sideline again, bursts of speed, and knocked out of bounds just past the 45-yard line.
That might just be the return they need, setting them out at nearly the 50-yard line. 30 seconds left. You got to think they have enough time. Especially with their passing attack the way that they've had success today. I tell you though, Joe, the other way, it's a helpless feeling as a defensive coordinator when a team is able to just run the ball that effectively right at you. There's some things you can try, but when it's, the immovable object and, you're not the irresistible force at this point, it makes it tough. Or vice versa, they're the irresistible force.
1st and 10 from the 47. Brady Waring in the shotgun. Last drive ended in a touchdown pass. Waring to the outside, on the run, making the throw, and is caught down the far sideline to Silas Nellis. A good chunk just past the Barker ROY-HART 40.
I can't tell you how impressed I am with him throwing to his left. Again, I've lost track how many, but that ball was right on the money, right on the sideline. 6 seconds off the clock, was it? Not even? And now they're inside the 40.
Gain of 14 on that pass play, all the way up to the Barker ROY-HART 39. We have a timeout called before the snap. Timeout called by the Bulls with 24 seconds to go.
Yeah, give their defense a little rest. Their players, especially their two-way players, quite a few that go that way. Timeout doesn't stop the clock. Clock was already stopped, so that makes sense. Now talk over. Probably want to make sure that they stay over the top. I wouldn't be surprised to see them bring pressure again. But if they're going to bring pressure, then their ends have to make sure they contain, or if they're coming off the edge, they have to make sure that Waring isn't able to roll out and put pressure on them on the perimeter. We know he can throw it. We know he can run it. And it's easier said than done, but I think that's what Coach needs to be talking about right now, is making sure we contain him, at least keep him in the pocket, make him throw from the pocket so he's not that weapon with his legs at this point. Keep everything in front of you. The clock is your 12th defender at this point. So keep it in front, tackle, keep him in bounds, and let the clock do the rest.
1st and 10 at the Barker ROY-HART 39. Last seconds of half number 1 here tonight on Western New York Athletics. Waring with an empty backfield. Waring awaits the snap from Blake Gerdon. Now here's the throw. It's a quick one, short one to Silas Nellis. He makes his way to the outside to the 20. Knocked out of bounds at the 22-yard line. It's enough for a first down. 17 seconds to go.
Great play call on that one. It's almost as if they expected to see pressure. Silas just sits in the middle where the middle linebackers vacate. He's got the whole middle of the field to himself. And you might think, don't throw it to the middle of the field, but he's so athletic. He's able to get out of bounds, stop the clock, 17 seconds left, which seems like an eternity with this offense right now.
Nellis was brought down at the 20. Fresh set of downs, 1st and 10. Carter Bishop, the lone man in the backfield. Brady Waring in the shotgun. Waring takes the snap, rolls out to his left. He's feeling the pressure this time from R.J. Townsend, throwing this out of bounds. Incomplete. You can see the speed again from R.J. That's the second or third time he's been able to wreak havoc.
Yeah, I feel like all game long they've been able to get pressure, just haven't been able to finish. And at some point you hope that results in a turnover, or you are able to get to him, but a very headsy decision to throw that ball away, not waste any more time. Now 11 seconds, you're really kind of limited.
Doesn't appear there was a...
I'm not sure. I'm trying to figure out if they have any timeouts left to work with, or did they use them all in that drive?
Still 2 remaining.
Okay.
Second and 10 at the 20.
So they can look to go over the middle of the field if they want.
Waring trying to step away. He does. Gets to the outside. Takes himself down the sideline. Not going down. And then going out himself just shy of the 10.
Yeah, only 4 seconds left here, Joe. This is going to be the last play. It's tough to execute a throw. Even if you were to get down right away and call a timeout, it'd have to be really quick hitting. Appears we have a flag down on the field. It's in the secondary where you would think there might be holding or... I know, judging from the response of Barker ROY-HART players, they were clapping. I don't know if that's going to go against Eden North Collins. Referees are huddled, and like I said earlier, this outstanding referee crew that's on this game. They're talking things over. That's Corey Brockman there. And he's got our call for us. Or maybe not. He's starting to jog over, and
so the penalty is against Eden North Collins.
yeah.
So what was going to be a 3rd and 4 at the 14, this is going to set them back with only 4 seconds to go.
Yeah, we're talking pretty much a Hail Mary situation here. They haven't set the ball down yet. It looked like, the way he signaled, that this was a penalty that happened after the play.
It appears so.
A dead ball call. I have to imagine this is a 15-yarder. Personal foul.
15-yard penalty.
Ball is now spotted at the Barker ROY-HART 27. 4 seconds to go. This is going to bring up 3rd and a country mile on the last play of the half.
The Bulls have done a great job staying, over top of all these deep throws. This is the ultimate test when you're dealing with a Hail Mary situation. I imagine we're going to see his arm as he throws at the end zone. But it's kind of become the fashion in football to throw something underneath and work some laterals there too. So we'll see if Charlie Karstead has something that he's worked on for just such an emergency.
Reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll take a short break and then go through the first half of scoring between Barker ROY-HART and Eden North Collins. Tonight's game broadcasted right here on Western New York Athletics. Big thanks again to our sponsors. Joe Kraus, Corey Zayats with you on the call. We have Tim and Mike behind the scenes as well. Brady Waring was about to take the snap, but first we have another timeout with only 4 seconds left to go. And that brings us, Corey, to a great moment to remind our viewers that the party is just starting this weekend of Western New York football action here on Western New York Athletics. 2 big games coming up tomorrow, both at 2 p.m. You can watch right here on Western New York Athletics. Canisius taking on St. Joe's.
Oh, is that one of those rivalries,
yes.
Joe?
Yeah. It's Stransky Field, 2 p.m. The Crusaders and the Marauders. And then on the NFHS Network, Jamestown and Orchard Park at 2 p.m. Again, both those games coming up tomorrow. Be sure to check your local listings. But that is a big rivalry, Canisius St. Joe's, year after year.
Some of the biggest names in Western New York football. Private school, public school. I mean, those are the ones that, when you think of Western New York football, those are the thunderclouds that clash. So very exciting games this weekend. As I said earlier, Joe, where else would you rather be on a Friday night? High school football.
3rd and 16 at the 27 for Eden North College. Here's the play. Waring trying to get out to the outside. Waring still with some time. Waring trying to backtrack. Waring through the pressure, able to find his way out to the outside. He's still moving the feet. Waring gets it outside. Here's a big throw. It is caught in the end zone, but this is going to come back here as there's a flag on the field. What a throw through all of the chaos for Brady Waring.
An amazing, amazing play that's all for naught here. When the lineman, as he was scrambling, it looked like he blocked. There was a block in the back, unfortunately. I don't know if he really needed to make it. If he had stood his ground, I think Waring probably would have found that opening. Just an incredibly athletic play. And then Nellis once again doing a great job of finding a way to stay open, to work himself open across the field. That's something that you have to work. I got to give credit to their coach. I'm sure this is a drill they work on with the mobility of their quarterback. Yeah, you see he breaks to his right. And when he works his way back, you'll see the block toward as he springs here to left, and there's the block. Yeah, it was just a little nudge lower back, but it happened right in front of the official. It's unfortunate. It was the right call. So interesting here, Joe. They're essentially forced to take the penalty because if they decline, it's a touchdown, which leaves us with one untimed down. And why not?
We have seen a lot so far in your first broadcast here. This is...
I tell you, coming in, I thought this would be an exciting game. And a lot of times for me personally, when you think of two explosive offenses, as different as they are, passing versus rushing, you expect to see high scoring, but a lot of times that's where the defense takes it personally. But here we go.
3rd and 31 at the Barker ROY-HART 37. Waring in the shotgun again. The crowd is going bananas. Here's Waring taking the steps back, trying to get the pressure on the outside. He's standing in midfield. Waring with his eyes downfield, still looking for somebody. Waring makes his way up, showing his legs. Trying to throw, still backtracking just outside the 45, still with possession. Brady Waring throwing up a deep ball towards the end zone. It is incomplete. Looking for Silas Nellis again. The Barker ROY-HART defense able to hold off Brady Waring. And at our halftime, our score tonight, Barker ROY-HART leads Eden North College 36-18.
An amazing, amazing first half. We got to see the best of their defenses in the first quarter, and then some amazing offense in the second.
So we'll step aside and come right back for our halftime break. You're watching Western New York Athletics.
At Richmond Vona, we are seriously dedicated to bettering the communities that we serve.
You will get super high level communication, and you are getting a team of dedicated attorneys, paralegals.
If you put your trust in us and hire us, we promise to take care of everything. Call us as soon as possible so we can start the investigation to fight to get you the settlement you deserve.
Wing nuts. You still got to go.
Have you guys tried Room 40 yet?
Looking for the perfect spot to throw your next party? Say hello to Room 40, our private event space at both Wingnuts locations. Maybe you got a birthday, a graduation, anniversary, business event, rehearsal dinner, or even a sports banquet. From intimate get-togethers to rowdy celebrations, Room 40 is built to handle it all and fits up to 60 guests, with custom food and drink packages, flexible setups, legendary Wingnuts hospitality, and all the wings you can handle. If you're planning a celebration or get-together in Buffalo, this is where the party's at. Local vibes, zero stress, all fun. Book Room 40 today and throw a party Buffalo won't forget. Hit the link in our bio or visit wingnutsbuffalo.com/room40 to book now.
All right, well,
I'll go if you go to Wingnuts.
Deal.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
I'm George Wiley, a senior at Canisius High School. As the only Jesuit high school in Western New York, Canisius delivers a life-changing education. Canisius prepares young men for acceptance into the nation's finest universities, and our community supports us at each step of our journey. We are proud of our excellent athletics and our emphasis on service. This place is special. Let us show you why.
Experience firsthand the excellence of Canisius High School. Schedule your visit at canisiushigh.org.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
At WNYAthletics.com. You can thank me later.
WNYAthletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Are you an AD struggling to keep up with the social media needs of your teams? Check out Box Out Sports, a platform used by colleges and high schools all across the country. It's a true plug-and-play system where in less than 30 seconds you have access to over 1,000 templates that include your colors, your logos, and your information to highlight your student athletes. If you're interested in learning more, go to boxoutsports.com today.
It is halftime here in Barker, New York, in the Barker ROY-HART Bulls. You could say a little thunderstruck here on the field tonight, a 36-18 lead over Erie North Collins. As we take a look at the first half highlights of this wild contest. Joe Krause, Corey Zayats with you. And it's pretty much what we predicted, right? Erie North Collins with the passing of Brady Waring, ROY-HART countering with the running, and that is where we see as you take a look at all the highlights here.
Yeah, and we both coaches have seen their worst nightmares kind of happen. Their defense struggling to stop the opposing offense in every way possible. And I give credit to Barker as much as they, flex their muscles running the ball. Saw some very nice passes that resulted in big plays as well. We see some of their power running that was such a success, primarily in the second quarter when things, broke open. And like I said, even some of the passing that they had were safe passes, and essentially it was let the running backs or the receivers do what they do.
Then you can see the big plays through the air at times tonight for Eden North Collins. A big defensive stop, the fumble on the outside. That really kind of changed the course of this game.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Joe, when it's all said and done, you might look back at that play and say that's really what maybe seals the deal. If they can maintain this lead, it allowed them to stretch their lead into 2 touchdowns. The onside kick, of course, another one. And then this on long yardage to break it up the middle for a touchdown. I mean, they add up after a while. They're not just physically taxing, but emotionally it just saps your energy. When you think you got them in a situation, you can, get out of it, get your offense, your explosive offense back in the field, and then they score. And another big run off tackle. A lot of success out of that long I formation for the Bulls. There's the onside kick. Really nicely executed. Just your power I off tackle. Basically walks it into the end zone, and you could see as the half went on that Eden North Collins, their defense was just tired.
So as we look through more of the highlights, I'll ask you, if you're Coach Bill Brunning of Barker ROY-HART, if you're Charlie Karstedt on the Eden North Collins side, what's maybe the message here at halftime? How do you try to finish this contest?
Well, kind of like what we were just talking about off camera, Joe, is that despite the score being what it is, one more score and it looks like they could put it away, but with that explosive offense, lightning in a bottle, maybe they can get back into this quickly. For some reason, 36-18 being double at 18 points doesn't seem like something that is insurmountable. And if you have your high school Josh Allen, we saw what he can do against the Baltimore Ravens, with 4 minutes left in the game, down by 15. You give Waring 2 quarters down by 18. Maybe there's some magic there, but as far as strategy goes, it's tough. I said as a defensive coordinator, where the team can run the ball at you, it just takes you mentally, takes you physically. I'd like to see Eden North Collins, their defensive line, fire off the ball a little bit, maybe mix in some run stunts. It didn't seem like they were, blitzing their linebackers. And I don't mean blitzing in terms of getting after the quarterback, but blitzing and plugging run holes. Maybe a little bit more aggressive nature from their cornerbacks to try and help with that contain off the, off tackle. But they just have to find a way to be more physical up front. And right now, Barker just is imposing their will. On the flip side, I don't know how disappointed you can be as Barker. You've gotten good pressure on Waring. He's just made better plays. We've remarked several times about him rolling to his left and making these amazing throws, and it's time and time again. Then we see he does it with his feet. But I think they have made Eden earn everything. And like I said, going into the end of the half, that the clock becomes your 12th defender, and that came to fruition. The penalty certainly didn't help, but yeah, I think if you're Barker, you're happy, holding them to 18, and really only 2 scores. We talked about that too. Maybe should have had a third, but to contain that offense and to double them up, you got to feel good about where you're at.
We'll step aside for a short halftime break. You're watching Western New York Athletics.
Big nuts. You still got to go.
Have you guys tried Room 40 yet?
Looking for the perfect spot to throw your next party? Say hello to Room 40, our private event space at both Wingnuts locations. Maybe you got a birthday, a graduation, anniversary, business event, rehearsal dinner, or even a sports banquet. From intimate get-togethers to rowdy celebrations, Room 40 is built to handle it all and fits up to 60 guests, with custom food and drink packages, flexible setups, legendary Wingnuts hospitality, and all the wings you can handle. If you're planning a celebration or get-together in Buffalo, this is where the party's at. Local vibes, zero stress, all fun. Book Room 40 today and throw a party Buffalo won't forget. Hit the link in our bio or visit wingnutsbuffalo.com/room40 to book now.
All right, well,
I'll go if you go to Wingnuts.
Deal.
In the classroom, on the field, in the studio, behind a music stand, we care for the whole person in mind, body, and spirit. Through our unique house system, our Modus academic program, on every step of your journey, This place is special. Let us show you why.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
WNYAthletics.com. You can link me later.
WNYAthletics. Your home for high school sports.
Yes.
At Richmond Vona, we are seriously dedicated to bettering the communities that we serve.
You will get super high level communication. We will get you back on your feet, and you are getting a team of dedicated attorneys, paralegals, case managers.
At Richmond Vona, if you call us quickly after your accident, we'll help you get it filed for you. We have more team members. We have the best systems and processes, the best technology, and our team members are motivated and incentivized to move our clients' cases along as quickly as possible, but without sacrificing the amount of money we can get our clients. Because at the end of the day, we are not some settlement mill. We are not like some of these TV lawyers who just want to get you the first settlement offer and get you out the door so they can move on to the next. If you put your trust in us and hire us, we promise to take care of everything. Call us as soon as possible so we can start the investigation to fight to get you the settlement you deserve.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
And welcome back to Barker, New York. Getting ready for a start of the second half between Barker, ROY-HART, and Eden North Collins here on Western New York Athletics. Big thanks to all of our sponsors: Damon University, Richmond Vona LLC, Logistics Plus of Buffalo, G&G Fitness, Wingnuts Buffalo, SUNY Cortland, Pathfinder College Planning, Dan Cha-Cha Injury Attorneys, 510 Toy Shop and Sports Cards, The Mental Match with Sam Recco, Canisius High School, St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute, St. Francis High School, the Trench Trophy recognizing the top linemen in Western New York football, Lewis & Lewis PC, Coleman Cleaners, B&T Supply, and Western Division. Thanks again for making us part of your Friday evening. Joe Kraus, Corey Zayats with you on the call. Big thanks to Mike Goodenberry in the producer's chair and Tim Gardner doing a great job as our camera operator tonight. We'll go through the scoring in a little bit. Tyson McCall with a rushing score and a passing score for ROY-HART Barker, and Brady Waring a rushing score and a big 12-yard pass late in the first half. So the quarterbacks doing their jobs, and everyone else is doing the same. As the kick for the Bulls, it's going to stop in play and picked up just outside of the 15-yard line, and the Bulls will set up shop to start the second half just outside of the 20. It was after a scoreless first quarter. Keep that in mind. This has been unbelievable. Tyson McCaw, 21-yard touchdown run for Barker Roy-Hart. Silas Nellis trimming the deficit to 7-6 on an 80-yard touchdown kickoff return. Carter DeSarkisian with a 40-yard touchdown scamper, 40 yards. Joey Ryder from 25. Brady Waring with his 32-yard score. It was 22-12. Barker Roy-Hart with 5:36 to go in the second quarter. Vinny Fazio then gets another rushing score for the Bulls, 25 yards out. It went back to Eden North Collins, Waring to Isaiah Nellis, a 12-yard passing play. It was 28-18, and then Tyson McCaw goes through the air, his first passing touchdown of the year to Vinny Fazio, 28 yards out. That's our current 36-18 score. Hopefully everybody got that. That was a lot of plays there and back and forth, but as we have said, both teams, they expected this to be a playoff type of atmosphere. It's only week 4, but this is starting to turn into something we would typically see in late October, early November, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. And you could feel it when we came in. Everything from, the homecoming parade to the coaches, just talking with them, you could feel their excitement. You didn't really, I didn't pick up on any pressure. Certainly there was concern, but there was excitement about this game. And, that second quarter, if nothing else, lived up to it.
2nd and 7 for the Bulls at the 22. Going to the outside, getting a big run is Carter DeSarkisian. Crosses the 35 and then is stopped. Early on the tackle, Trent Blaze for Eden North Collins, but another good run for the Bulls here in this half.
And that's an underrated tackle by a safety. At that point, when you have a running back that breaks through, usually they have that head of steam. And as a defensive back, a good tackle is just hanging on for dear life and bringing him down. But they've managed to really stand him up at times and finish the tackle there. Unfortunately, it's happening 10 yards downfield, which you don't want.
Fresh set of downs, gain of 12 on the last carry for DeSarkisian. 1st and 10 at the 34. Power I formation once again for the Bulls. Old school style of play for Bill Brunning's squad. As here is the handoff quickly up the middle. Looks like a shovel pass and then a couple of yards for the Bulls. Keynote on the coaching staff. We got a chance to say hello to him before. CJ Knight. He was the head coach last year when Roy-Hart was in the driver's seat, if you will. Roy-Hart Barker. Knight, now a teacher here in the Barker district. He is still in the coaching staff as special teams. And Coach Brunning told me really important to have CJ part of that coaching staff, keeping that transition going. Roy-Hart and Barker still going strong.
So important having a solid staff under you, ones you can trust, ones that have your back as the head coach. Already you can see a much greater effort by Eden North Collins to kind of stack the box, if you will. Linebackers, they're almost lining up 5 linebackers off the line of scrimmage. And actually, it wasn't played bad that time either. Running back was able to bounce it outside and gain some, but if they set that edge on that play, that's a good defensive response. I like what I'm seeing. I'd like to see linebackers be a little bit more aggressive.
10-yard gain a moment ago from Anthony Adenofi, who's had a great night in the backfield as well. 1st and 10 at the 47. McCaw takes a snap. It's a quick handoff to Joey Ryder. He crosses midfield, still on his feet past the 40. Brought down from behind at about the 37 by Trent Blaze. Beg your pardon, Elliott Davis on the stop. Another good run for the Bulls.
Yeah, it looks like Eden is committed to trying to stop the run up the middle. Unfortunately, the adjustment by Barker has been to cave in the end and run it off tackle. Maybe, bring someone off the edge, see if they can run down the play from behind.
From the 37 of Eden North Collins. McCaw in the shotgun. Low snap. McCaw takes it himself, goes to the outside to the 30, and he is knocked out of bounds just past the 20-yard line. Tyson McCaw with a big one.
Tyson McCaw with a carry.
About the 18-yard line.
Yeah. Might have been a hit.
Personal foul. And that's going to negate that run. And normally you'd think this is just a crushing penalty, but we've already seen Barker ROY-HART be able to make up what was 2nd and 25 and actually get a touchdown out of it. This is going to sound counterproductive, but it appears too that Barker ROY-HART is a little bit slower, letting the play clock run down a bit before running plays, which essentially speeds up the game for them. There we go.
Able to get to the outside. You could see that pressure from Eden North Collins that we were waiting to see. And that time they bottle up the Bulls. Going to be about a 2-yard loss after the 1st and 25 play at the 47.
Nice play by Trent Dibble there, setting the edge finally, forcing the ball carrier back into the flow of their defense. They were able to corral him and actually drive him back again.
2nd and 27 at the Bulls' 45-yard line. 4-man front for Eden North Collins. Here is the snap. McCaw rolls out to his right on the run. It is caught. A nice play and able to break off and get into the 25-yard line. A big first down for the Bulls, and what a catch from Vinny Fazio finding the open space.
Yeah, another well-called, well-designed play. That was the one they hit the big tight end earlier in the game. For a big first down, and now Eden does a nice job taking the tight end who had leaked out deep, but they run the wheel route underneath, hit Fazio, and he takes it for a first down. Again, mental, backbreakers, if you will, if that makes any sense. It's just crushing to a defense. You think you have them pinned, and they make a play. Again, quick to the line, running clock.
Gain of about 38 yards unofficially on that play. Now first down, a run going up the middle, keeping the chains moving. Joey Ryder keeping it going here tonight for the Bulls. It should be enough, and it is for another first down.
Just churning.
Joe Ryder with the carry.
Fresh set it down to the 19-yard line. Gain of 17. The whole entire offensive line bringing Ryder with him on that run.
First and 10 at the Eden 14.
Again, coming in that long eye formation, one they've had so much success with. Double tight. Maybe a give to the fullback here. We haven't seen that this half yet.
First and 10 from the 14, but first, a timeout has been called with 6:03 to go in the third quarter. We'll step aside and take a short break. We'll be right back on Western New York Athletics.
Yeah, definitely conscious effort to try to keep wearing off the field, keep churning, keep scoring, and speed this clock up.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Seek your next adventure. Take your next memory. Explore your next connection. What will you do next?
A timeout called by the Bulls. First and 10 at the Eden North Collins 14-yard line. 6:03 to go in the third. Bulls in the I formation. Here's a handoff up the middle to Deer Sarkisian, taking one man with him past the 5-yard line. And the Bulls here, Corey Zayats, are knocking on the door again for a score.
Yeah, picking up right where they left off, in that second quarter. And for the most part, they had success in the first quarter. They just weren't able to punch it in. You go back to the very first drive for them, the game, Eden had to step up big in the red zone. Hopefully they can do that again here. But being methodical, being slow, getting out of the huddle, working the clock, still ripping off chunks in the run game.
Almost a 7-minute drive to start the half. Handoff up the middle on 1st and goal at the 4. The pile continuing to move, and then Silas Nellis says that's enough and able to get that stop for Eden North Collins. But a 1-yard gain if the Bulls were lucky. But we have an injured player on the field for Eden North Collins. The clock has stopped here with 5:01 to go in the third. Briefly, and now able to get back up is Hunter Esford. Esford is going to walk towards the Eden North Collins sideline, a 6'3", 210-pound senior, a tight end, and on the defensive line for head coach Charlie Karstadt. So a brief injury timeout. We'll keep this here. 5:01, 2nd and goal for Barker ROY-HART at the Eden North Collins 3. Bulls have crossed over 7 minutes on this opening drive in the half.
It's a great strategy, Joe. Work the clock in your favor. Hopefully build your lead. And maybe most importantly, keeping Brady Waring in that explosive offense off the field.
Low handoff. Trying to get to the outside. And an offie crosses the goal line for the touchdown. Barker ROY-HART able to expand their lead. A 3-yard scamper. Anthony Adenofi continues the scoring here tonight for the Bulls. And for the Bulls, it is now a new season high of 42 points here and counting at the moment here for the Bulls.
Yeah, Joe, oftentimes you have that big, powerful back. You have a scat back. You call them your thunder and lightning, but Barker ROY-HART has 3 of them, so I don't know if you have thunder, lightning, and more lightning, or...
2-point pass play is up, and it is good. So make it 44-18. Barker ROY-HART in front. Thunder and lightning, maybe more lightning. That's a good idea for the third name.
Yeah, I don't know what works as far as that nickname goes, but they have it.
4:29 to go here in the third quarter. It's another big-time touchdown play here tonight for the Barker ROY-HART Bulls as we take a look at how the second half of the season goes for the Bulls. They will host York Central next Friday at 7 p.m., then on the road at JFK, then their home finale October 17th, Friday night against Alden, and then the regular season finale at Maritime Tapestry, who had that blowout shootout with Eden North Collins in Week 2. Maritime Tapestry hosting the Bulls on Saturday the 25th at 2 p.m.
Tell you, that sounds very interesting, doesn't it, Joe, that matchup at the end of the year?
Sure does. Maritime Tapestry has come a long way in the last few years, like the Bulls, and looking to keep the chains moving.
Been really impressed with the way the Bulls are getting off the ball with their offensive line. Fire out low, they keep their legs moving, the backs run hard. And that's a really well-coached, executing team right now.
So Eden North Collins will start this drive on its own 46-yard line with 4:28 to go in the third. While we have a quick moment, there's a lot of excitement around the Barker Bulldogs athletic wing. Of course, it's the second year of the new facility. They're now the Barker Bulldogs after complying with state regulations to change all school mascots after originally being called the Raiders. But the Barker Bulldogs, the softball team, has done really well the past 2 years. 2 years ago, they won the Niagara Orleans title outright. Then last year, they co-shared with ROY-HART as part of a 17-6 record. Madison Flint was the Niagara Orleans League Player of the Year. and Peyton Bradley with 423 career strikeouts. Here is Brady Waring down the sideline at the 10, does a little dance, and a touchdown is good. It is a 54-yard run for Brady Waring.
I was going to say that is the play they started the game off with, running Brady, on that quarterback designed run, and I tell you, man, that is an athlete right there.
So Eden North Collins cuts the deficit back down to 20. As we'll finish our thought about Barker softball after this play.
If I'm not mistaken,
yes.
I think that was a little quarterback on quarterback juking
That's
out
right.
there. Well, if you're going to try to get back in a game like this, you want to do it being explosive, quick, give yourself time, especially with the methodical way that Barker's running their offense at this point.
Waring gets the snap, rolls out, and he is sacked. The 2-point pass play is no good. Count the sack for R.J. Townsend, keeping our score at 44-24. Barker ROY-HART in front.
Yeah, they went with the empty set there, Joe, and for the first time today, they're able to get to Waring, 2-point conversion, but.
So you could see once again, taking a look at the pressure coming from the Bulls defense.
And then this little juke.
Yep.
R.J. Townsend.
Waring, nice run.
Regardless of the outcome of this game, that's going to be on the highlight reel at the end of the year for sure.
So just to finish up, congratulations to all the recent success from Barker Bulldogs softball, Madison Flint, the player of the year in the NO. Peyton Bradley, 423 career strikeouts. She's been a first-team All-Leaguer every year since 8th grade. She's now a 4-year letterman. And Maddie Flint, as we said, just getting a lot of accolades. Kaylee Stoll as well. All three of them hit over 400 on the season for the Bulldogs. They were one step shy of winning their first ever sectional championship, but Barker softball looking for another great year this spring.
Those are some really impressive stats. I also coach softball, so I definitely tip my hat to them. That's impressive.
So 44-24. Barker ROY-HART in front. Just over 4 minutes to go in quarter number 3.
Again, and I think those two drives emphasize the stark contrast in these two offenses.
Onside kick on the far side.
So they call this.
This is interesting.
I think they're going to rule that part of his body was out of bounds when he touched the ball, which is why, or he didn't control it prior to going out of bounds. Could have been a really big play for Eden North Collins. Yeah, take a look. He pounces on it, but tough to tell from that vantage point whether he had control before he went out of bounds or if part of his body was touching the out of bounds when he made contact.
Eden first and 10. The Bulls 25.
So Eden North Collins back on offense here. As now there's a discussion between Corey Brockman, our referee, and Coach Brunning.
Oh wait, did they reverse the call?
It appears.
Oh.
It appears that the official in the white hat indicated that it was Eden North Collins' possession.
Yeah, he originally signaled the other way. He said it was Barker ROY-HART, but obviously they saw something over there, overruled it, which is why they had the discussion, and here's a big chance for Eden North Collins.
Waring on the QB keeper from 25 yards out. Makes his way. A good run there on first down, and Eden North Collins about to get another attempt in the red zone.
Same play as they just scored on, Joe. But why not? If you can't stop it, keep going.
First down, Eden.
Ball is spotted on the 11-yard line. Gain of 14 on the last carry. beg your pardon, on the 12, so gain of 13. For those keeping track of the math at home, it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 12. This is a big drive for both teams here.
Absolutely. And, you know, I was sitting here just thinking that it's the first time I've seen Brady Waring live. And, I mean, he is worth the hype.
Waring in the shotgun. Quick handoff to Carter Bishop. He gets about a yard if he was lucky. The pressure coming up front. Vinny Fazio in on the stop for the Bulls.
You know, I like that. At least try to keep the defense honest with the run. That may be only the second run or handoff to a running back this game for Eden North Collins. I can only think of one other one, maybe a second one, and that would have been going all the way back to the first quarter.
No gain on the carry from Bishop. 2nd down at the Barker ROY-HART 12-yard line. The Raiders currently down by 20, trying to cut into this deficit once more. Waring in the shotgun. Waring takes the snap, looks over the middle. It is caught in a big hit. Bulls say that they have it. Waiting for the call. Clardy Sarkisian says that he has the interception. It was a battle there with Silas Nellis. No official call yet.
Boy, I tell you, for having a relatively smooth first half, the officials have been tested early on with this one. First the play out of bounds on the kickoff, and now this one. Again, from our vantage point, it was a little tough to see. I don't know if after contact he rolled through it and got the ball, or if the ball was deflected and not caught clean.
Let's see if we have it on the replay.
Yeah, it looks like on the follow-through he was able to either take it from him, or there was enough of a bobble he was able to come with it clean, and it is a turnover. That's a big crushing blow right now to Eden. They had a chance to double up on a score, and you know, turnovers.
Carter D. Sarkisian with his 2nd interception of the season. He was in a 3-way tie for the lead with Wood. So the Bulls take over after the pick. 1st and 10 on their own 6-yard line. 2:29 to go in the 3rd. Handoff to the outside to Ryder. He is quickly brought down along the defensive line that time. Austin Hargrove in on the stop.
Yeah, a little fire there from Eden, and you know, if you can't get emotionally invested, play a little harder at this point, trying to get back in the game. Then maybe you shouldn't be out in the field, but that was a really aggressive play by their defense. I like seeing that. That's a good response, especially coming off a turnover like that. Get the ball back to your offense.
Under 2 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Barker ROY-HART in front 44-24. Pair of teams with a 2-0 record coming into tonight in Class C North play. And before we get the next snap, a timeout has been called with 1:45 to go here in the 3rd quarter. We'll step aside for another short break. We'll come right back here on Western New York Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at Logistics Plus.
Welcome back on 2nd and 10 at the 6 for Barker ROY-HART. A short gain along the near sideline. Gonna be enough for a first down. The clock continues to tick. Under 90 seconds to go. And we talked a little bit about Bill Brunning coming back. He was the head coach the last time these two were merged together when it was known as Barker ROY-HART. He was with the Newfane modified program last year. He got the call that Barker was going back into the driver's seat, if you will. He took the job back in March, and now he's trying to help Barker as a school win its 9th total sectional championship. The very first was back in 1949, and the most recent was in 2011. As here's another handoff up the middle. You could see the pressure that time from Eden North Collins, but we got a chance to talk with Bill, part of that old school generation, a former ROY-HART Ram, and just his energy is pretty contagious, just getting to talk to him over the past couple days.
Absolutely. And you know what? He kind of, not only did he have that energy that you'd look for in a coach, and you can tell his players are feeding off of it, but also the discipline, that he talks about the fundamentals, the blocking, the catching, the little things that make you successful. That was part of his emphasis, when we talked to him.
And he said that those fundamentals, it hasn't changed even as we're in the year 2025, as here's the carry to Ryder. 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Ryder gets close to the 25-yard line, and with 10 seconds left to go, that should conclude our third quarter of action with Barker ROY-HART in front of Eden North Collins by a score of 44-24. We're going to step aside and take a short break. We'll come right back after these messages. You're watching Section 6 High School Football on Western New York Athletics.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Explore your next idea. Blaze new trails. Imagine new ways to do things. What will you do next?
Down to 10. In the fourth quarter.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs. More information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Explore your next idea. Blaze new trails. Imagine new ways to do things. What will you do next?
And there it is, folks. Old Glory waving here in Barker, New York. A great night for high school football here in Barker. Joe Kraus, Corey Zayats, and the gang with you. So the fourth quarter action. 1st and 10 at the 40. The Bulls right on cue, going with the ground game. Here's Anthony headed off to the outside. Gets to the 40 and knocked out of bounds at the Raiders' 35-yard line. A flag is down. Sawyer Bologna had the hit. And then the flag coming in after. But the flag is also back at the line of scrimmage. So we have 2 flags here.
Yeah, you're going to get unsportsmanlike, either a late hit out of bounds or a face mask, or possibly both. There was multiple flags thrown at the end of that play, and then one back in the area you would expect holding.
And while we are sorting out the penalty, here's where Eden North Collins is going to go after tonight's matchup. They host the Medina Mustangs next Friday at 7:05 p.m. start. Then the following week, they'll host Cardinal O'Hara, a rare Section 6 Monsignor Martin clash. That'll be Friday the 10th at 7. Then the home finale against the Tonawanda Timberwolves on Thursday, October 16th. Another 7 p.m. kickoff, and then the season finale for the Raiders at Alden Friday the 24th at 7 p.m.
Well, the officials are going to get their steps in here. They're going to have to walk off 15 back, and then again.
Well, while we're sorting out where the ball is going to be spotted, our guys Jake Fyock and Francis Beck are still in studio for about the next 45 minutes for our Empire State End Zone show, breaking down this game and the rest on the Octobox and more. 21 games in total tonight here in Western New York, as another handoff going through the open space is D. Sarkisian, taking with them Silas Nellis past the 35. Another big first down for the Bulls.
Yeah, they just keep on churning. Nellis did a nice job making that tackle and not horse-collaring him on that play, by the way. But still, another chunk run for Barker. Barker ROY-HART has just been so impressive running the ball.
Only 13 seniors on the roster. This is a primarily underclassmen group, and Coach Brunning said that these guys have worked hard since the beginning, and now they're starting to see the fruits of their labor here tonight.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those games, coming in with the hype that was involved, you can build an entire season off of this one, really get it rolling.
Here's the handoff. Quick one to Fazio. Crosses the 30. The offensive line doing a great job once again, getting help on the outside as well, just keeping the chains moving. And I imagine that Coach Brunning's going to be pleased with the effort of the offensive line.
I would say without a doubt, Joe. I mean, when you really dominate the line of scrimmage like that, it makes for an awful long day for the opposition, and creates what we're seeing, a dynamic running game, not just from one, not from two, not from three, but 4 different runners in this game have all been effective. Our thunder, lightning, and lightning.
First down at the, check that second down at the 28-yard line. Here's the handoff. D. Sarkisian makes his way, still on his feet, past the 20, and the Raiders need to take down 2 defenders. Need 2 defenders to take them down. Another big run. The chains continue with just over 10 minutes left in play.
And their game plan coming out this half, you could see, was to, slow the plays down in order to let the clock run, speed the game up, use the clock to your advantage, ripping off chunks. When I was coaching with North Tonawanda, we ran triple option, and our goal was always 3 yards of play. If you do 3 yards of play, you get 4 plays to get a first down. That's 12 yards. You keep the ball going. We certainly would have taken 12 to 15 yards of play like you're seeing out of Barker's run game.
Power I once again for the Bulls. Great crowd on hand here tonight for homecoming at Barker High School. Here's the carry. Another short gain, and able to get even closer to the end zone. Another good chunk there for the Bulls.
And this is one of those things that's sort of it's something you underestimate, the discipline to come out of the huddle, maintain your stance, be patient in running the clock, and then on top of it to execute at such an efficient rate. This is not only learning how to play the game effectively, but it's also learning how to win a game effectively, how to put a team away, how to work the clock.
Power I formation once again. McCaw under center, gets the snap from a Hess, had an offie on the carry, gets about 2 or 3 yards on the carry. Clock continues to go down at 8:25 and ticking.
And number 12, I think Elliot Davis, nice job coming off the edge to run that play down. That was one of the things I talked about. If they're going to be successful stopping this run, they might have to bring some people off the edge.
3rd and 5 at the 13.
This is the time in the game as a defensive coordinator, I'm basically selling the farm, which is I'm bringing everybody, and if you can't handle it, I make the play. if you find a way to spring it, I'm in trouble. But at this point, got to do something to get the ball.
McCaw rolls out to the open left. Almost tripped up, but he scores instead. Tyson McCaw with a 13-yard score, and that might be the final nail in the coffin here tonight.
Yeah, tip of the hat to whoever's calling offensive plays, whether it's Bill Bruning or one of his assistants, but another nicely timed play. Run, and now you set up that naked boot, and it's wide open. They did that earlier with the play action pass where they hit the tight end. Just a really nicely, offensively called game.
Tyson McCaw, his second rushing score of the night, third TD overall, the senior quarterback. With 7:43 to go, rolls out for the 2-point pass play. It is over to Adenofi and good. So the Barker ROY-HART Bulls are able to expand this lead. We have a whistle and a flag, so this might be coming back.
Looks like it might be an ineligible receiver downfield, probably one of the linemen leaking out. And looks like they're just set up for a more traditional PAT this time. Then again, and this is one of those things, Joe, that you ask, you're up by this many points. Why are you running 2-point conversions? Is it running it up? You're on the other side and you're saying, yeah, you're here. What you're doing now, what Barker ROY-HART is doing, is giving their next team just one more thing to prepare for, one more thing that they have to take time away from their practice and their game planning to defend.
Go ahead. Coming into tonight, the plus-minus, Eden was at the top of Class C North at plus 30. Barker ROY-HART right behind at plus 25. So could that be a factor too?
Yeah, that's one of the tough things about that system, the point system, is having to win and then create that gap. So there is a purpose for it. If you're watching it, like I said, from the other side, it doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good. But there is a reason for it.
Now more whistles.
Delay a game.
Delay a game here against the Bulls. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in here tonight on Western New York Athletics. Along with Corey Zayats, I'm Joe Kraus. Tim Gardner is our camera aficionado, and Mike Goodenberry is in the producer's chair tonight doing a great job as McCaw throws this up, and no good. 4-man crew tonight. We mentioned about the games going on tomorrow. Canisius against St. Joe's on Western New York Athletics at 2 p.m. at Stransky Field, and on the NFHS Network, Jamestown at Orchard Park. And be sure to check out Western New York Athletics. We're all across social media dedicated to covering high school sports in Western New York since 2016. We have more action coming up next week and into October. We are on X, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, YouTube, and our website is always WNYAthletics.com. Big thanks to all the sponsors that we'll go through once again at the end of our broadcast tonight for helping us bring this on the air. And it has been a party, to say the least, here. The homecoming parade. Would you have gotten out of your car to get some candy if you had the opportunity, just thinking back?
I could use it right now. But, yeah, we're talking about on our way in, we get to participate in the homecoming parade of sorts. And what a great spectacle that was. The kids, the floats, the costumes, throwing candy, the little kids lined up around the street with their parents. Just an amazing atmosphere, and fortunately for Barker ROY-HART, it's worked out in their favor. That excitement has carried on to the football field, into the stands. Joe, I'm going to throw a question at you here. If I told you it's 7:43 left in the game, we would have 74 points between the two teams, would you have said, yeah, that's about what I expected?
I mean, I think it would have been in the realm of possibility just with the two offenses that we saw coming into this one, but absolutely, what an unbelievable performance here from both teams. And Eden North Collins have a long way to go here. You know, I think the Raiders are going to go back to the drawing room, go back to the tape, find some things. I mean, Brady Waring, the Nellis brothers, they have shined. The defense has made some plays, too, down the stretch.
Yeah. Yeah, their offense for sure has been everything that's been advertised. You know, a couple of unfortunate fumbles here and there, allowing, you know, Barker to double up has really kind of been the difference in the game at this point.
Waring takes a snap, 1st and 10. On the run, evades the pressure. A little pump fake still going around. Still scrambling. Takes it himself. About a 2-yard gain. The Bulls once again. R.J. Townsend in on the stop. 2nd down coming up.
Waring does such a nice job working his angles, turning, avoiding rushes, buying time for his receivers. And his receivers do a tremendous job downfield, trying to find an open space for him. On that particular play, you know, hats off once again to the Barker secondary. There was nobody open for Waring looking downfield.
Second down for the Raiders. Waring in the shotgun. Carry up the middle, and a good short gain there for the Raiders. That time going to bring up 3rd and manageable. Still a long way to go, we should say.
Yeah. Yeah, a little misleading looking at the one chain there.
15.
Yeah, I actually, when I was watching Waring scramble, I thought he had gotten closer to the original line of scrimmage, but he's a couple yards back, and that's why we're at 3rd and about 15 right now.
Waring takes a snap. Looks. Still moving downfield. Here's the pressure coming from John Brigham. Number 78, Waring still going to the outside, trying to make his way. Now throws up a deep ball on the near sideline. It was caught, but I believe he was out of bounds. Incomplete pass, but good effort coming from the Raiders receivers. And now this will bring up 4th down.
Kudos to the Barker defensive line. They are trying their best to contain Brady Waring. You know, they're not even coming with necessarily a heavy rush until they have him lined up in their sights. And even then he's able to avoid. Even then he's able to create some time, some space. But, you know, keeping him on the run, not letting him set, you know, as good a passer as he is, that's tough.
4th and 15.
Appears that a timeout was called on the field with 6:32 to go. We'll step aside for a short break and come right back here on Western New York Athletics.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do?
Timeout was called by Barker ROY-HART. Bulls have 1 remaining. Raiders have all 3. 50-24 our score. 6:35 to go in the 4th quarter.
I think that timeout was as much to give them a rest as it was, you know, discussing any sort of strategy.
Booming punt from Waring. It's picked up by D. Sarkisian, and he gets out of bounds at the 35-yard line. The scoring has been incredible tonight from the Bulls, as we have said. Joey Ryder with 1 touchdown, Carter DeSarkisian with 1, Vinny Fazio with 2, 1 rushing, 1 receiving, Anthony Adenofi with 1, and Tyson McCaw with 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing, and the passing 1 to Vinny Fazio. So the scoring has spread out, 50 points. It's a new record for the Bulls here this season. I mean, the Bulls, we have said a lot, but if you're getting ready, and even if you're also York Central, how do you try to counter this Bulls running game?
Well, I tell you what, you better have your chin straps on and ready to play some football. Like I said, we alluded to the idea of big boy football. It's going to be coming at you, and if you can't stop it, it's going to be tough. So, you know, we've talked so much about Brady Waring, his escapability, his throwing on the run, especially moving to his left, but I tell you what, Tyson McCaw has been really, really impressive in his own right. He hasn't had to make the throws, but when, you know, the amount of throws, but when he has, he's delivered, and certainly has done it on his feet as well. Very impressive young man there.
And for the program, the most that ROY-HART BARKER, the Bulls, scored last year was 26, a 26-14 win at Tonawanda, October 18th of last year. That was the most that the Bulls scored in a single game last season. And again, they've shattered that and their marks up to this point with a 50-point game here so far.
Yeah, and I think that was something that Coach Bruning talked about was, you know, the change in the attitude, the effort in the offseason from his players. And, you know, when you get a big game like this, it's showing now.
First down play for the Bulls, trying to make his way close to the 20-yard line. DeSarkisian on the carry. Clock continues to tick, approaching 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, the old adage, Joe, for coaches that games are won in the offseason. And, you know, he said his players put in the time, and like I said, it's showing. They are the more physical team tonight. They have asserted the run game. Yeah, I got to think they're going to be a force to reckon with, you know, the rest of this season. You know, this is a game like this, builds your confidence. You know, it can really make and drive your season, hopefully into a deep playoff run.
Again, as we mentioned, the Bulls, the program hasn't won a sectional title since 2011. As another carry this time for Adenofi. It's probably a Section 5, Section 6 merger that season back in 2011. Another good run, and then able to make the tackle was Brendan Soda of Eden North Collins. Chains continue to move. It's another first down. Ball spot at the 26.
All of their running backs have been so impressive. Adenofi especially, you know, he's short in stature, and we talked about how he kind of hides behind the lineman a bit. Which makes it difficult. It is something that is a legitimate concern. But beyond that, he does a great job of running and reading his blocks and working off of them.
Under 5 minutes to go. QB keeper for McCaw. He gets to the outside. A flag has been thrown. McCaw gets out, stopped at the 37, but flag has been thrown on the field.
Yeah, I think they're going to get the left tackle there for maybe a hold. Maybe didn't let go as McCaw worked his way around the end. I don't know if it was an obvious call, but Eden North Collins will take it. Well, Joe, here they are setting themselves up for another first and looks like about 25. And
yes.
It's right where they want to be.
First and long indeed. Call this first and 20 on the 16. McCaw in the shotgun. Two receivers to Tyson's left. McCaw with the snap, a direct snap here to Ryder. Looks like he's brought down around the line of scrimmage, maybe about a 1 yard loss, 2 yard loss potentially. As on the stop that time, Blake Gernot, number 72, in the trenches for Eden North Collins.
And Sawyer Balone.
Yep.
Yeah, really nice job. Good form tackle there. His arms wrapped around, driving the hips through.
Keep in mind for the Eden North Collins squad coming into this contest, they allowed 21 against Lakeshore, 62. Of course, we mentioned the game against Maritime, and then they held JFK to just 14 last week. So the defense, they've made some plays over the course of the season. As we now have 2nd and 21 at the 15. Here is the carry to the outside with Tyson McCaw, the QB keeper. Keeps the chains moving past the 30 and brought down at the 35-yard line. Silas Nellis, the defender on the play.
Yeah, there's a broken play, Joe. I don't know if the running back went the wrong way or McCaw, pivoted the opposite way, but kept his wits about him. Ended up making a nice play out of it. I will say this. I was talking about Eden North Collins and needing to kind of, hunker down and get after it, and I feel like they have answered that bell a little bit more this second half. A little more feisty on the defensive line. Linebackers a little more aggressive. Sometimes that's tough to do when you're down by 26 late, but there's a lot of fight in this team.
3rd and 1 at the 35. McCaw in the shotgun. Counter run to Adenoffy. Adenoffy gets to the outside, still on his feet at the 40, pushing his way to the 43-yard line, able to move past Trent Plays, number 22, and then gain a few more yards as we're just over 2 minutes left here in Barker.
I talked about him, using his blocks, reading, breaking off them. There we have a classic example of what we call climbing the ladder as a running back. Something that you look to do, break out, get north-south. Break out, make someone miss, get north-south again.
7-yard gain for Adenoffy. 1st and 10 at the 42. Be sure to check out our social media. Western New York Athletics later tonight will have the winning coach and a player or two from the winning team. And also Jake and Francis wrapping up another week of the Umpire State End Zone Show as the Bulls are in victory formation. About 90 seconds left to go. They'll try again here. And as we're putting a bow on this one, Corey Zides, your thoughts on the big night here in Barker?
Right from the beginning, atmosphere is fantastic. We expected, a lot of fireworks from both offenses, and we saw them. We saw the talent that both of these teams have. Barker Barker ROY-HART was a force today. The Bulls just offensive line. I know we didn't mention all of their names. We probably should, but tip my hat to them. They were really impressive. Like I said, the backs so patient in their running. Can't say enough good things. And like I said just a little while ago, I think this is a team that, the coach said he wishes he had that first game back. He's probably going to want it back even more now, but this looks like a team that might be poised for something special the rest of this year. And taking nothing away from Eden North Collins, they ran into a bulldozer today. That was one of the fears of Coach Charlie Karstedt. And, unfortunately it came to fruition, but we saw their athleticism. We saw what they're capable of. They have a lot to be proud of. The game didn't turn out the way they wanted, but I think they also are looking forward to a great season.
So the last 10 seconds on the scoreboard, both teams lining up to shake hands, and the Barker ROY-HART Bulls are going to celebrate homecoming. They started off with a victory tonight, 50-24, the final against the Eden North Collins Raiders. The Bulls now 3-1 on the season, 3-0 in Class C North action. Eden North Collins falls to 3-1 on the year and 2-1 in the Class C North Division. Once again, our final score, 50-24. Barker ROY-HART in front of Eden North Collins. And once again, one last time here tonight, we would like to thank all of our sponsors for tonight's action, starting with Damon University, a private, non-sectarian university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate and graduate level degrees. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today. Richmond Vona LLC, they're committed to you being involved in a serious accident. creates a whirlwind of changes. We know how serious the effects of a car accident can be on the victims and their families. At Richmond Vona LLC, we have helped our clients recover over $175 million. We have the skills and experience needed to handle a full range of car accident claims, including those with multiple parties and catastrophic injuries. Call 716-671-4341 for your free consultation today, or visit richmondvona.com. Logistics Plus of Buffalo. For all of your transportation needs, full truckload, LTL, dedicated, and drop trailer moves, Logistics Plus Buffalo is a one-stop shop. Email buffalo@logisticsplus.com for your next shipment or warehousing needs. G&G Fitness. G&G Fitness Equipment is a full-service provider of specialty home and commercial fitness equipment. Since 1990, the G&G Fitness companies have evolved into one of the premier sources of fitness solutions in the United States. Locations in Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse. Visit livefit.com. Wingnuts Buffalo, located near the Buffalo Airport at 4600 Genesee Street. Dine in or order for takeout. Open Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. through 10 p.m. Visit wingnutsbuffalo.com. SUNY Cortland, from your first steps on campus, you'll feel the spirit of Cortland. It's an energy that extends from the classroom to competition to the community. SUNY Cortland stands out as one of New York's top public universities, a medium-sized school that offers academic strength across 68 majors, a high quality of student life, and a degree that pays back graduates. Visit www.cortland.edu to schedule a visit today. And we would like to thank tonight Pathfinder College Planning, Dan Cha-Cha Injury Attorneys, 510 Toy Shop and Sports Cards, The Mental Match with Sam Recco, Canisius High School, St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute, St. Francis High School, the Trench Trophy, recognizing the top linemen in Western New York football, Lewis & Lewis PC, located at 37 Franklin Street in Buffalo, New York, Colvin Cleaners on Elwood Avenue in Kenmore, B&T Supply, and Western Division. Once again, our final score tonight, a great night here in Barker, New York, we hope, and I recommend you to join and stop by Barker if you can when you get the chance. 50-24 win for the Barker ROY-HART Bulls over Eden North College. For Corey Zayats, Mike Goodberry, our producer, Tim Gardner, our camera operator, this is Joe Kraus signing off. We thank you all for tuning in tonight right here on Western New York Athletics.